Policenauts. Surprise. Yes. So, okay. Kojima released in 1987 Metal Gear for the MSX. And then other consoles and computers. In 1988 he released Snatcher, also for the MSX. Then he released Metal Gear Solid 2 for the MSX. And then Policenauts in 1994 for the PC 98. Now, he's smoking, yes. Now, up until that point, he was releasing his games first on computers, Japanese computers specifically. And those games got ports to a lot of different systems. Players do not take into consideration Metal Gear for the NES. Kojima hates that for good reason. The Whale Z is in one of the later Metal Gear Solid games. I would have imagined that, yes. Now, I haven't played Metal Gear 2 yet, but I have played Metal Gear and I have played Snatcher. Now, this game is supposed to be like Snatcher. It's a Japanese-style adventure game. Now, I've played one such game on stream before, which was Shadowrun for the Sega CD, which was very fun. You remember when you first found my stream and brought up Policenauts, a funny-ass game? I know nothing about it, but I'm amazed that we have like... There is like that Da Vinci man, Victorian man, whatever that one is called, but it's an astronaut on a spacesuit, but it's holding a handgun. So I don't know what's up with that. It's kind of awesome and dumb all at the same time. Greetings, Ofair, welcoming. Now, why do I want to play this? I'm going to this with a Snatcher perspective. If you're not familiar with Snatcher, it was released originally for the MSX. It has versions for the PC 98, I think, and the most well-known version out here in the West is the Sega CD version. Always has been meme. Is it? Nice. Really? I didn't know it was from this game, if it is. Anyway. So Snatcher is an amazing game. It's a Japanese-style adventure game. It was released for the Sega CD, and that version is surprisingly low on censoring. That version was released in 1994, which is the same year Policenauts was released for the PC 98. And I was thinking about that game recently, like, I can't think of... Like, the censoring that comes to mind in that game is that one of the characters was aged up from 14 to 18. Then there is a naked scene with her that was removed from the game. You know, 14-year-old girl naked in a video game, go Kojima, I guess. And I remember that there is a dog in that game that is ripped apart when you find it. And on the Sega CD, the dog is dead. But on the original versions, he was still breathing with his guts falling off, which was very brutal. Other than that, I don't think the game has a lot of censoring. And the Sega CD version has like an extra chapter that is phenomenal. The extra chapter is very Kojima because it has a truckload of... Not really... Oh, okay. Policenauts, yes. The last... I'm not doing any spoilers, don't worry, but the last chapter on Snatcher is like phenomenal because it is very Kojima, because it has like a truckload of monologue and dialogue and exposition. And it's amazing to clear up all the dangling points from the previous parts of the game and just wrapping up the story. It's amazing. I love that game, and the English dub is fantastic. I think it's very charming. And the thing about that game is that it has such good pacing. And because of the lack of censoring in general in the Sega CD version, I remember, like, I don't consider this spoilers because it's very, very, very early in the game. But if you care, like, mute the stream for 2 minutes. But you start the game and it's like very whimsical, you're like a detective, there is like this mystery with robots stealing people's identities or something. It's all explained in the intro. And then you meet like this cute little robot called Metal Gear, who is your assistant, snatching up all the dangling bits. Precisely, yes. And like it's very fun and cute and everything. And then you're called as backup by your partner and you go to this abandoned warehouse. And like it's the dead of night and there's like thundering in the distance. You're like, okay, we're going into a real mystery. And then this blood-curdling scream comes from inside the building. And then you get like actual music and oh fuck, we need to go inside. And then you go inside and it's dead silence. There's nothing. And then you explore cautiously. You're like, oh shit, the guy's gonna need our help or something, right? And this is the spoiler. But it's very early in the game. You transition to another room, just like, okay, I'm gonna keep exploring, I guess, and then bam, dead guy, full screen, holding his head on his lap, sitting down on the floor, decapitated, with clean-cut guts everywhere, and it's the face contorted in pain, and you're like, fuck. Because you completely do not expect it. It's completely out of the left field. Now, the game has a bunch of moments like that, but it's all very spaced out. So it's always impactful. You're always surprised when it happens. And that game is phenomenal. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's fantastic. And the pixel art and the theme and all the characters and the English dub is amazing. Now, this game was going to be released in the West, but it wasn't because Konami or whatever. So it was never released outside of Japan, but back in 2016, fan translators released the translation for the PlayStation version. Now, the Sega Saturn version is considered by most people to be the definitive version, because Sony requested some censoring for their version, for the PlayStation version of the game. I don't know exactly what was censored. I've heard there are jiggling tits they're only present in the Saturn version. So the Saturn version is the most Kojima version of the game. Because I guess jiggly tits is very important for the plot, I presume. Sounds crazy. If you're talking about Snatcher is effed up in the best way possible. But then this translator group, they released the fan translation for the PlayStation version, they released it for the Saturn version later, and then they released an update for that. This game comes in 3 discs. Sony's a bit of a party pooper, yes. Yeah, they were associated with being like the mature console, but whatever, right? No jiggly tits, they're a must. Yes, I do concur. Now, the Sega Saturn is a fun story because they stopped releasing games in the West for the Sega Saturn. But in Japan, where people didn't give a shit for the most part, for like, who the technical prowess, we need 3D games, it flourished there with janky-ass 2D games and adventure games like this and visual novels and everything. The Saturn library is phenomenal. It just was mostly unreleased in the West. So I'm very glad to be playing this. We're gonna be playing on actual hardware. And I want to say something about actual hardware, just because I had to deal with it recently. Save games used to be done with battery-backed RAM, not backed. How does that work? They have a RAM chip in the cartridge, it has a battery providing power to it, so when you turn the console off, it still gets power, so it doesn't forget what's in it. It's just a piece of RAM. Some games actually use that as scratch space as regular RAM and write to it. It just stays powered on even after you remove the cartridge from the console. And then if the battery dies, you lose everything, you have to replace it. Whatever, right? So on the 5th generation of consoles, Sony comes up and they're like, okay, we're gonna have CDs, we can't put RAM on the disc because it doesn't work like that. Be a little worried if they weren't able to jiggle. Yeah, I mean, well, they would be broken, right? I think it's a Sony saying they want all this stuff censored in their console, they also don't want a different version released elsewhere. Yeah. They still did that all the way up to the PS4. I don't know if they still do it, but there are a bunch of games that were censored on the PS4, and then the Steam version is uncensored. Do not bake your batteries. Not a good idea, no. Although I did put my AA batteries in the sun before popping them back into my remote-controlled car, and it would get another half hour. Please don't do that. But I did. I left them on the sun, and they would recharge a little bit. So, when PlayStation released their console, they decided, okay, we're gonna use this new technology that is kind of get cheaper now called flash memory. And they gave us memory cards. They didn't give it to us, they sold it at a premium. But here's 1 megabyte to store your save files. And it just works. And you're like, good, this works. Now, Nintendo with the Nintendo 64, okay, it's still cartridges, so we're gonna have battery-backed RAM on those. And then the third-party devs didn't want to spend the money on that, so they... Yeah, here is a memory card that you plug into your controller, we're gonna save to that, so they externalize the cost of the memory to the user. Sega was like, what the fuck do we do? All we know how to do is battery-backed save files. We can't put that on CDs. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put battery-backed RAM inside the console. And I'm like, what? Why? So the Saturn, for those of you who didn't know, it has battery-backed RAM that can store like 2 or 3 games worth of save files because it's tiny. It's backed by a battery, you have to replace it, and when you do, the console forgets everything. All the settings just go poof alongside with it. And I had to do that this weekend in preparation for this stream. Now, the Sega Saturn, same as the Mega CD, yes. Now the Sega Saturn is the weirdest shit, and I had a friend that had a Sega Saturn, and I didn't realize it back then. It also has a cartridge slot. To my knowledge, no games were released as cartridges for the Sega Saturn, but technically you could release a game in a cartridge for the Sega Saturn. Why does it have both slots? Just to get more expensive. Now that slot was mostly used in Japan for memory expansion, which is why some fighting games were only released in Japan for the Saturn, and they look so much better than the PlayStation versions because they can have more sprite animation frames. So some games use a 1 megabyte memory expansion, some games use a 4 megabyte memory expansion, and the 4 megabyte expansion is not compatible with the 1 megabyte expansion games, but most of the time those games were sold with the memory cartridge alongside it. I'm channeling all the Frigidaire. Yeah, I'm allowed. CDI has the same thing, but the battery side is shipped there soldered to the board. Shit. The Supreme Frigidaire, yes. That sounds horrible. You don't expect that kind of horribleness from the CDI, which is a very stable, reasonable console. So, in the West, they did release cartridges that could save files, so you didn't have to use the battery-backed tiny space on the console. But here's the thing, because that was a forethought that came later, not every game supports it. Like some games were like, you know, you can barely fit anything into the memory, they were still using password saves instead. But the Saturn does have memory management, so you can copy save files from the main memory to the cartridge and back, so you can clear up space, so at least that works. The Nintendo 64 doesn't even have that. If you want to manage your memory card, you need to pop in a game that supports doing that and use that instead. You had to saw and drill inside the chip to remove the battery. Fuck. Yeah, no, the Saturn, you just pop a little opening in the back and you pull the battery, popping a new one. I just had to remove my MPEG/VCD card from there, otherwise you don't have space. I have the little Japanese... Can I... It's going to fuck up if I try to... It's gonna fuck everything up. But I have... It's like a little metal box that you pop into the back of the Saturn. It's amazing. I have a Japanese Sega Saturn. I have no idea how it made all its way down here to Brazil. Because this was during Tech Toys time, so we did have like the Saturn officially being released down here. I don't know why I got my hands on a Japanese one. I still have, and it still works. This is the Japanese Sega Saturn controller. It's white. It's amazing. Like, I love the colors on this thing. It has like these purple shoulder buttons and it's so charming. One thing I find really strange about the Saturn is that the connector is like metal on the edge. Like, it's really thick and sturdy, but it's metal. I don't know why. It's a bit yellowed, of course. This is 30 years old. I'm surprised it still works. Yeah. I'm fascinated with the Saturn. I think it's so much more interesting than the PlayStation. But then again, I had a friend that had one, so I have good memories of it. There are like indentations on the controller. I don't know if you can see those above the top buttons. Yeah, you can see it. And those are to control CD playback, CD music playback. It's so strange to always have that up there. Like play and pause even if the game doesn't use it. It's metal, yes. It had quite the journey, it did. And that's why I have the VCD card that goes in the back, because those were only released in Japan. They were used by very few games, unfortunately. Because the Sega Saturn didn't have the same video capabilities of the PlayStation, like it didn't natively support MPEG video, which is why cinematics are usually... They usually look better on PlayStation games. But they look amazing on games that use the MPEG card on the Saturn, which are like 8 games, I want to say. There are twice as many games on Saturn that only came out in Japan than games in the whole Nintendo 64's library. Yeah, I was saying that like the Saturn was extremely... What is up with my... I go 3 days without speaking English and I can't speak anymore. Extremely... I wanted to say extremely successful in Japan. Extremely. It was very successful in Japan. Like they had a lot of advertising. They have a lot of games there that never got ported, which is a shame. I'm still waiting for someone to release a fan translation of Cyberdoll, which is a cyberpunk RPG that is out of control and absolutely fantastic. I want to play that game. Segata Sanshiro, yes. Sounds a lot like when you get tired. I actually slept like 10 hours between yesterday and today. But yeah, we have talked a lot. Let's move over here. I'm gonna get started with Policenauts. On the Saturn and the PlayStation was released in 1996. Which is like 2 years after its original release date on the PC 98. And we're going to... my back. The console is a bit far away, hang on. I'm getting old. You guys, you should follow Sakura's example. Don't get old. And this is the evidence that this is the Japanese version. The intro is different on the Western Saturn. And I'm going to be getting into the actual game. Don't worry, Skinny Cooper, weren't dramatically making fun of you for not looking. Yeah, no, of course you're not. I'm gonna start the timer It's gonna be an intro here. I think. Original hardware loading times and now, Welcome in, Liluchiro. Welcome in, everyone. If I didn't welcome you in, I think I said hi to everyone. I swear to God I started the game before this stream. Now it's not reading the disc. I'm not kidding. I did test this. Why is it? I swear it was working. I tested it multiple times over the weekend, and I tested earlier today. ZX Spectrum colors, yes. I want to play ZX Spectrum games. I like the way they look. Your stream is not frozen, but my console is. Fucking finally. Start the timer. Kaunami. Okay, I haven't seen the intro yet. That handgun is so extra. No sound? Are you fucking kidding me? The thing says it has sound. What about now? Do you have sound now? Because OBS is doing the thing where it tells me it has. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna reset. I mean, it's gonna play the thing again. Oh, this is a different. Okay, I'm gonna reset. There are multiple intros. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, OBS is telling me, yeah, here's sound. But yes. OBS tells me you guys can hear it. OBS lies. It's not the first time. Technical issues from real hardware. Konami. I kind of like the music here. It has a old sci-fi vibe to it that I really appreciate. Now let's wait, because apparently there is a second intro. I don't know if you see that if you just start the game, but I'm gonna wait. Watch it anyway. I have to remember, every time I use real hardware, I need to restart the capture, because OBS just fucks up the audio. Either desyncs or disables. For some reason. One man. Having once wandered space for 25 years, must now return to it. Beyond. Beyond.
28年ぶり。しかし、ジョナサン・イングラム。久しぶり。ジョナサン・イングラムか。懐かしいな。グレイン、車から離れろ。ファイナリーマヤ。そんなことが可能。俺は一製薬会社だけの犯罪じゃないぜ。大きな組織が使ってこったい。そんなにすぐなんだ。 笑わせるな。俺は自分のためにしか行動しない。どうなってるんだ。確かに命中してるはずなのに。奴は不死身なのか。我々の科学が人類の進化スピードを追い越してしまった。
What happened on Beyond was a warning to us all. The next generation of Snatcher. By God, this is awesome. Still not done. A Hideo Kojima game. Holy fuck, that was fucking amazing. I haven't played a single playthrough of this rabbit hole video you watched once. I know how to use OBS. I never had problems with it except for this capture card. Okay, so this is one of those games where you can select to save to the RAM cartridge. And I trust my cartridge more than I trust my battery. It might use flash memory, I don't actually know, but I'm gonna use the RAM cartridge anyway. I think it's gonna be safer. And by God, that intro. I want to see where the music goes. No, it's not going anywhere, okay. Default. Ah, yes, this game supports playing it in one-hand mode. If you need your other hand free. Very, calibrate gun, I don't have a gun, why did I pick up that option? You nearly frigidated. Virtual gun not connected, yes. You can play this game with a Saturn mouse. You can play this game with a gun, and you can play it with both at the same time. And if you do, you have to plug the mouse on the first port and the gun on the second one. Kojima is whacking it while playing Policenauts and watching. He's probably here right now. Hi Kojima, thank you for the game. Is this like... Oh! Look at his jacket. It's so... Such a doofus. With his... Freaking... Is that a mullet? Music is powerful. I'm gonna skip the trainer. I want to be surprised. We have Lethal Weapon in Japan. There we go. Alright, new game. Let's get started.
大変長らくお待たせいたしました。ただいまよりポリスノーツを上映いたします。
Policenauts.
最後までごゆっくりとご鑑賞ください。
I will, thank you.
...2010年人類初のスペースコロニービヨンドコーストが完成し、人類の宇宙への本格的進出が開始された。2013年コロニーへの一般市民の移住に伴い、数十万の移住者たちの治安を守るため、俺たち5人の宇宙訓練を受けた警官が選抜された。イギリス・スコットランドヤードからゲイツ・ベッカー、日本の警視庁からジョセフ・貞興徳川、アメリカ・ニューヨーク市警からサルバトーレ・
アメリカ・ニューヨーク、
そしてロサンゼルス市警から俺と
ロサンゼルス。
世界中の警察からえりすぐられた俺たちは、警察権限を持つ宇宙飛行士としてポリスノーツと呼ばれた。
No sound in space, very good. Yeah, it does. Konami presents. Yeah, there you go. Very cinematic. Kojima-san. Old Los Angeles 2040. Coca-Cola. Solid Snake. Queen is the hospital from the Snatcher. Man, this looks so good. Queen's Hospital. Whoever founded that was probably a Snatcher fan. Named it that way so he would never forget how to get past that puzzle. Which is like the dumbest puzzle ever, and people get stumped for like an hour on it, me included. Prologue. Home. Man, that's a very good fan translation job because they basically embedded subtitles in every cinematic. Like, kudos to the team. That's a lot of work.
俺はジョナサン・イングラム。30年前、スペースコロニーのビヨンドコーストでポリスノーツとして働いていた。もっとも、エンプス事故で宇宙をさまよっていた俺にはわずか数年前のことにしか思えない。まだ生々しい記憶だ。妻や友人、仕事、何もかも30年前に置いてきてしまった。あの事故で過去を失った俺はこの汚れた街オールド LA でネゴシエーターまがいの探偵をしている。
He's a what?
幼児誘拐や人身売買のネゴシエート、身代金の仲介、脱獄犯の逮捕などヤバい依頼ばかりだ。だが俺みたいな過去をなくした男にはそんな世の中の海がなければ飯も食っていけない。せいぜい腹いっぱいになるまで頑張るしかないか。
I'll pretend I didn't see that.
さて、依頼人が来るまで何をしようか。この部屋には俺の過去を示すものがたくさんある。前方の壁には新聞の切り抜きや写真が。机の上にはあいつとの写真。どれも記憶の空白を埋めるものばかりだ。
Happy Cakes, the guy said, Private Eye Gumshoe. Maybe it says he was an ICOM investigator. Oh, we move a cursor around. Okay, I wasn't prepared for this. I hate moving a cursor with a D-pad. Shit. I was expecting Snatcher. Do we get mouse over? Nope, you have to randomly click. Oh shit. It's a beer can, it's empty. They used to use aluminum for cans before, but these ones are made from biodegradable plastic. These are Muslims, the only cigarettes in the world that still give off secondary smoke. I don't like the pure banned cigarettes you get today. These are mixed cigarettes, part conventional, part banned. Banned cigarettes are cigarettes that don't produce any secondary smoke, which you light simply by breaking off the end. I say light, but there's no actual fire involved. They work off a chemical reaction, and even the leaves are specially processed. It's vapes with extra steps, I guess. They don't give off any smoke or ash and make a room more pleasant, but they're not my thing. The only brand I touch now is Muslims. I think I read somewhere... Oh, system? Storage device, save... Select a file saving, okay. I thought it always had been called Queen's Hospital, but was called it 1996, maybe the worst nature fan. There you go. Maybe because the Queen reopened it in 95. No, it was this nature fan. Makes you want to smoke. There you go. There is a here. Those things that have asterisks, whenever those appear, you get entries in here so you can read about this stuff, like banned cigarettes. We have a fucking encyclopedia. Fucking Kojima. Jonathan Ingram smokes mixed cigarettes, an offshoot of the banned cigarette composed of chemically processed leaves and conventionally dried leaves, at a 7:3 ratio. Very important. 7:3, everyone, please remember that. This composition results in them giving off trace amounts of smoke and ash. Okay, cursor. What is this? This is a replica of the badge I had in LAPD. Sure does take me back. There's a picture from those days on the wall. This is my gun, Beretta 92F. I've had her since I was a cop. She's a bona fide recoil gun equipped with a laser sight. I use special 10-round magazines with armor-piercing rounds. But I don't carry, so I can't go around shooting everything in sight. She is strictly for protection. See if there's any entry for icon, but you know what? No, there isn't. There are eco-terrorists. There is no ICOM investigator, no. Is there just no. Cosmophobia, interesting. Cyphosloidine. What about investigator? No. Okay. No entries for that. Yes, crab meats. Might have been a mistranslation, I don't know. It's a half-empty can of beer. The only beer most people can afford anymore is this imitation beer. Sucks knowing how good the real thing is. This is a piece of paper with information on a client. I've been asked to look for their 4-year-old son. You just don't see many ransom kidnappings nowadays. It's safer for the kidnappers to quickly sell off the victim's organs to organ buyers, and they're guaranteed to see a return their way too. I've got a bad feeling about this one. This is a newspaper article from when I was rescued from the EMP's survival ball 2 years ago. 25-year lost voyage. Policenaut Ingram's miraculous return. Is that a picture of me taken when I was a policenaut? I spent 25 years inside this thing waiting to be found. I've had cosmophobia ever since. I just can't go back out there anymore. Relatively small article. The names come. I come. Hello there, Moosey Fate, welcoming. I was given this award by the mayor back when I was a cop. Me and Ed were a well-known team in LAPD. Yeah, that's probably the other guy from the Lethal Weapon duo. What is this? This is a model of Beyond, which is the space station. Ed made it for me. Ed's in a couple pictures on the wall. What about this? This is gonna be his old wife. This is a photo of me and Lorraine at Lucas World.
ロレイン、俺のワイフ。いや、
俺の
それも
ワイフ。
過去のことだ。俺があの事故を起こした後、ビヨンドで再婚したらしい。今では他人のワイフだ。日本人とアメリカ人との2世。あいつにはどこか神秘的なところがあった。
Lorraine was a student at UCLA. We met after her place got broken into. I was a cop fresh out of the academy. This is me and Lorraine on our wedding day. I was still a cop here in LA. Lorraine dropped out of UCLA after we got engaged. Okay, let's see the message. I think we can. This is a video phone with a built-in printer, though I've disabled outgoing video. Most of my cases come in over the phone. Clients don't particularly like meeting up in person. Okay, can I play messages? I should check the machine. Maybe there is a call from someone with a case. You can use side powers at Lucas World. You would expect to, yes. That would be reasonable.
もしもしなんだ間違ったごめんよ
Moshi
間違い
moshi.
電話とはバカにしてる。くそ。仕事の依頼電話はないか。
Moshi moshi. I'm way behind on my bill. I keep expecting to get cut off any day now. It's been nothing but junk lately. These are some Venetian blinds I found at an antique store. I don't like the adjustable glass you get today. I put them up so you can't see inside the office from outside. Yeah, I really dislike the modern stuff. I can leave, right? I don't have anything to do outside. It's still early anyway. I'll wait here for that client to show. So we have to mess around a little bit. What is this? I got this pen when I was in LAPD. The mayor gave it to me along with that award. Knowing Ed, he probably still has his too. It was a pretty nice pen for the time. It's a crumpled up piece of paper. This is a note from an old case. I'm not sure when it was. I had it stuck to the phone. Okay, what else can we look at? The lighter? This is a Brady oil lighter. They're the manufacturer of the only lighter still in production. You don't need lighters or matches for today's banned cigarettes. This is an investigation report to a client, though I haven't gotten very far with it. It was another child kidnapping, but my negotiations with the kidnappers failed. I couldn't save the child. He's probably already being cut apart and his organs trafficked to buyers. Sorry, kid. That's pretty heavy. These cabinets are filled with information on past cases and clients. They're not exactly a pleasant read, but the papers inside are worth their weight in gold. These are books from the 20th century I found at an antique media store. From the days when a book meant a real book, not software. Yeah, stupid electronic books. There are still messages. Let's see what the next one says.
こちら水道局ですが水道料金が未払いです早急に納金してください
汚染した水を飲ませてるくせに。くそ。仕事の依頼電話はないか。
Heavy. There's that word again. Is there some problem with the Earth's gravitational pull in the future? Or is everything so heavy?
ジョナサン私よ最近ちっとも飲みに
そうだ。俺はしけてる。わかってるさ。くそ。仕事の依頼電話はないか。
Still more messages. You seem to be a lot heavier than you used to be. Yeah, that's the Earth's gravitational pull that is changing as the years pass. That's not your fault, so don't worry. Especially after going for a long swim. Yeah, that's... Yeah, we had an extended weekend and the end result was like 2 pounds, I think. I'll recover. There was a quote from Back to the Future. Yes, it was.
ヘボ探偵か。やっぱり事件の依頼は入ってないか。
Okay, we have more messages.
聞こえるか。オルソンだが、オタクとの取引はなかったことにしてくれ。じゃあな。
また依頼人に逃げられたか。やっぱり事件の依頼は入ってないか。
Yeah, things are looking bleak so far.
間違い電話とはバカにしてる。やっぱり事件の依頼は
No
入
more
ってないか。
messages. Okay. Can we leave now? I'll just wait for that client. Can we wait for the client here? Oh, if you click on something that doesn't have... That's it. Yeah, that's all the messages. If you click somewhere that doesn't have anything, nothing happens. Okay. That kind of helps. This is an ashtray I stumbled across at an antiques store. It wasn't easy finding one of these. You don't need an ashtray for banned cigarettes after all. The butts are starting to overflow. I guess I should empty it. The butts are overflowing, chat. We need to do something about it. Game design, yes. My desk is a total mess, come to think of it. It'd be nice if I could hire an assistant or something, but it doesn't look like anyone's up for working at a place like this. I've had a help wanted sign posted by the entrance to the building for quite some time, but no takers. Okay, is this thing? No. What about this? No. I'm seeing all of these. Oh, I can open these. I'm sick of looking at papers. Okay, sorry. I don't feel like opening it right now. The butts overflow with... Yes. There you go. A bunch of butts. This is a picture from when I was in LAPD. Me and my partner Ed were always together.
エド・ブラウン。俺の人生で最も信用できる親友であり、良きパートナーだった。
That badge on my desk is a replica of the one I had then. That's a lot of ass, everyone. I was in narcotics at the time. I was reckless, with a pretty short fuse. That thing in the intro, a binary drug? Binary narcotic? What the fuck would a binary narcotic be? I might say it overfloweth. I guess, yes. I had... Apparently, well, when you guys posted those, it means I had butts flying behind me and I didn't even notice. I've carried my Beretta since then. Me and Ed Brown. Me and Ed had been good friends since the academy. We were a well-known team in narcotics. The award is a product of our work together. Ed was in the bomb squad before he joined the narcotics. There was a lot of terrorist activity back then. Are these different? They are. This photo was taken to commemorate the selection of the Policenauts. 5 officers out of all the world's police organizations were chosen and trained. We are called the Original Cops after Project Mercury's original 7. We are wearing ejection escape suits here. These are obsolete now. Back then, everyone thought the orange-colored suits were cool. They are cool. That's Ed. He was chosen out of LAPD along with me. He looks thinner here compared to the LAPD picture. He does, yes. I was absolutely ecstatic, but Lorraine, she was against me going to space. Then when I went to Mars, that was when we started to drift apart. That's Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa. Joseph Tokugawa. Snatcher, no, Nuken, the... What did it call the evolution of Snatcher? It said on the intro, this is Policenauts. It's kind of what he did after Snatcher. Technically after Metal Gear 2, but yeah. Welcome in, my friend. He came from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department in Japan. So have we colonized Mars in this universe? I can check. I can actually check. Let me get through this picture. He's now the head of the Tokugawa group. That's Salvatore Toscanini. He came from NYPD. Apparently he resigned from Beyond Coast Police over 10 years or so ago. Beyond. That's Gates Becker. He came from Scotland Yard in the UK. I heard he's risen pretty high up through the ranks of the Beyond Coast Police. Okay, let me read up on Mars. Let me see what it says. Mars First Manned Missions 2. Joint project between Japan, the United States and Russia, launched in 2012 with the famous slogans Next Stop Mars. It doesn't say if it was colonized, it just says that it was. Like, look at all this stuff that Kojima put in the game. Miranda warning, also known as Miranda rights, the legal rights that must be read to a suspect at the time of arrest. Interesting. That they have all of that. Okay. Let me look at all the pictures. I think I didn't see this one. It's the only award I've ever received for anything. The chief nominated the 2 of us for the Policenauts thanks to this case. Right, this was the newspaper about me. Are those different? They are. This is a newspaper article written at the time of Beyond Coast's completion. Koroni... Yeah, the space colony or something. It says colony. It was written 28 years before the article about my rescue. Hello there, your mom. This is a newspaper article reporting on the success of the first manned mission to Mars. I took part in it while undergoing my Policenauts training. It was written 2 years after the article about Beyond's completion. This is a picture of me encountering a Mars rover on the surface. It was called Rocky. It was sent to Mars with the Mars 96 mission. Policenauts, yes. The Miranda lefts should be read to you upon release. Yes, all things balanced, right? This is a newspaper article about my accident that occurred during the EMPS spacewalk outside Beyond. It was written the year after the one about the Mars landing. It is a picture taken during the test spacewalk of the Yuri model EMPS. It was a prototype police suit for use outside the colony, the successor to NASA's MMU. This image was taken from a camera aboard a nearby space shuttle. This was when me and the Yuri as we were released from the hangar. There's a picture of me taken around the time of the accident. Okay, we looked through everything. Get a knock on the door.
今日は運がいい。こんな早い時間に客が来るとは。どうぞ。鍵はかかっていない。
ジョナサン、久しぶり。
ロレイン。
It's first?
そう。私よ、ジョナサン。28年ぶりね。
今頃どうして？
私、おばさんになったでしょ？あなたは変わらないわ。あの頃のまま。
ロレイン、なぜ今になって俺のところに？
許してもらおうなんて思ってないわ。厚かましいのも分かってる。でも頼れる人がいないの。あなたしか。
何があったんだ？
助けてほしいの。私の夫が大変なことに。
分かった。さあ、入って。
いいえ、ここで結構よ。あなたにこんな姿見られたくはないもの。
じゃあ、ロレイン、いや、依頼人さん。とにかく話だけでも聞こうか。
That's very obscure, yes. Did she have the mullet and everything? Because that hair is out of control. That hair is very 90s. Man, the lighting changes as the... I assume the outside neon signs blink. Then you have this yellow lighting coming from the side sometimes. Like that. That's pretty good. Blue hair, leather jacket, cigarette. Good. Was it a half-bent cigarette? Did it look different because of that? That would be so nice attention to detail. Let's look at the... Is that an L's? They cost a fortune here. Lauren... Yeah, it's... Yeah, but this one's a little old. They're all the rage here on home, too. L's changes the design of its bag every year and produces it in limited numbers, then destroys the production materials. That's why they're so expensive, is it? That's a nice coat you've got. Yeah, I guess we do alright. You're best not wandering around this area dressed like that. That necklace couldn't have been cheap. Yeah, it's pearl. I thought it wasn't easy getting hold of pearls on Beyond. That's right, they haven't had any success with culturing pearls there, and the number produced here continues to drop every year. I could never afford all those luxuries. They're not that expensive, at least not for us. Yeah, she is filthy rich. You're wearing earrings? At this time of the year? How eco-friendly. I know, I never liked earrings before. You can't expect people not to change over 30 years. Are they pearl too? Yeah. There's another reason why pearls are so expensive there. Beyond strictly controls the influx of goods from here. Yeah, they've laid down their own special import regulations, haven't they? Even the prices of foodstuffs like rice and wheat are astronomical there. Astronomical, see what she did there? That's pretty good. Of course, that's partly because of how difficult it is to grow anything. If only they could just find a simpler way of importing food from here. I guess it can't be that easy. No doubt about it, it's really her. Okay, let's talk, I think that's... Unless I can... Jonathan, don't look at me like that, I'm 55 now. Yeah, we looked at her chest. Please, don't look at me that way. I want you to remember me the way I was when we were together. Okay, let's talk to her. Lorraine. Ask about her request. Why don't we get to it then?
で、君の夫がどうしたって？
夫の北条健三が3週間前会社に出かけたきり行方不明なの。会社や警察に問い合わせても誰も取り合ってくれないの。
それで地球へ？
嫌な予感がするの。何かあったに違いない。
蒸発とかじゃ？
蒸発なんて考えられない。この地球ならともかくコロニーで行方不明だなんてきっと何かの事件。
脅迫みたいな。
Just a moment.
いえ、何も。まるで神隠しにあったみたい。
金目当ての誘拐ではなさそうだ。
Dance music. Welcoming Space Astrocat. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Welcoming everyone from Space Astrocat's channel. I'm Copert. I stream from Sundays to Fridays. We're currently playing through Policenauts, released on the Saturn in 1996. The original Policenauts is 1994 for the PC 98. This is a Hideo Kojima game, his fourth, and we're playing it on actual hardware. We're playing on a Japanese Sega Saturn just to be extra authentic about it, I guess. That wasn't on purpose, but we are either way. And we are using a fan translation from 2016. Yeah, welcome in everyone. What were you doing? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with the others. Did you play that before? Didn't I raid you someday where you were getting started with that? Might be misremembering. I raided someone who was just getting started with that game. Her family. You have any kids, Lorraine? I have a daughter. Her name's Karen. I bet she's a Karen. Let's ask about her daughter. Where does your daughter live? Karen is a news anchor on Beyond. A news anchor, huh? She's pretty famous there. Let's ask about Beyond. What's Beyond like these days? Beyond's different. A lot different. You wouldn't recognize it either. Everything's settled down there. It's pretty much like any ordinary city now. What about Kenzo Hojo?
君が再婚した北条ってどんな人物なんだ？
北条は日系2世で、あの徳川グループの徳川製薬に勤める技術者よ。生真面目で勤勉で、とても悪いことなんかできない人。そうだ、写真持ってきたの。これが彼の写真よ。
なるほど。どう見ても悪人には見えないな。幸せそうじゃないか。
ええ。
さっきのイヤリングだね。
この写真預かってくださるわよね。
強引だな。
I like how the dude has the arm like this and her head just popping out, and it makes it look like she has like a very long neck, just squiggling her head out of his arm. Ne? Japanese, everyone. Her marriage, Hojo's behavior. You notice anything unusual about your husband before he disappeared? All the years I knew him, he'd been your typical company employee. He'd get up, leave for work, then come walking through the door at the end of the day. Same schedule, day in, day out. Quite a change from my hours. But the past few months he'd become more unpredictable, you might say. You can't really draw anything concrete from that. You think he'd become involved in something though? That's my gut feeling, yeah. If there were indications of some sort of trouble beforehand, the chances of it being the ransom kidnapping are pretty slim. Her marriage to Hojo. How'd you guys meet? I moved to Beyond right after you went missing. After how much you hated it, I just wanted to be closer to you any way I could. I met Kenzo at that Nihonjin Matsuri run by Tokugawa. Nihonjin what? Nihonjin means Japanese. In Japanese. It's a festival for Japanese people on Beyond. So why were you there? I have Japanese blood too, remember? Ask about Tokugawa. The conglomerate's reach doesn't stop at Beyond. They more or less run space. They run space, all of it? And Joseph Sadaoki Tokugawa runs the group. He is just as well known on home as he is out there. If Hojo's a Tokugawa employee, I suppose we can't totally rule out he was kidnapped. Wasn't that Tokugawa guy one of the Policenauts? You probably shouldn't talk about your blood collection to I have some sort at home. Besides my Indian and Irish ones, they have all different hues. It's quite amusing to look at. You could get good money out of that, I'd imagine. No one on Beyond would even think on messing with Tokugawa. You have red blood. You wonder what color Japanese blood is. It's probably pixelated. They're too afraid of the retaliation. You wouldn't be worth it. Ask about clues.
ロレイン、君の勘だけではわからないな。何か手がかりになるようなもの。
北条から預かっているものがあるの。カプセル剤と葉の切れ端なんだけど。なんだかわからないけど、重要なものらしいわ。
カプセルと葉か。
自分に何かあったら、これを警察か信用のできる人のところへ届けるようにって。
信用のできる人か。
ね。蒸発なんかじゃないでしょ。
Ask about the capsules? Capsules?
どっちからでもいいが。それは？
これがそのカプセルよ。
何の薬だろう？
わからないの。
徳川製薬に関係するものだろうか。
これ預かってくださる？
I think those might be the binary narcotics. Which is like the... Like what? I don't know if it sounded different back in 1994, but... Binary narcotics is like that... Is that like electronic drugs? She could be a vampire, yes. Leaf.
じゃあもう一つのその葉の切れ端ってのは？
これがその葉よ。見たことのない葉だわ。
しかしなぜ半分なんだろう？
最初から半分だったわ。預かってくださる？それ。
Now let's talk about yourself. Alright, well, why don't I tell you about what's been going on with me? I've been working as a private investigator the past few years. As you've probably guessed, finding work can be a bit of a struggle, but I'm managing. I see, that's good to hear. Let's talk about old LA.
俺たちがいたあの頃から30年近く経っているが、何も変わっちゃいない。本当のロスは北に移転しちまったがな。ただ、たまに今日みたいに雪が降るんだ。異常気象らしい。
ロスに雪が降るなんて。
例の地下鉄もスラム化が進んだんで廃止になってる。
ビヨンドの発展とは対照的ね。
ここは時代から取り残されたところだからな。
I like how Zofair is already talking like Japanese. It's a narcotic medo auto. Make you talk only in binary. Medo auto of two things. Talk about work. Your own home kidnappings are becoming almost as frequent as rapes and robberies. Trafficking people is more profitable than drugs or prostitution now. Couldn't help it. Yes, Frigidaire. That's terrible. It's surprising to hear about a case like yours these days. So you'll help me? ... Ooh, I need to hear more about the situation first. Let me show the Hojo photo. So this is Hojo. I actually don't have that many pictures of him. It might come in useful. He looks like the type of guy Sadaoki would get along with. Let me show her the capsules. Any idea what these could be for? They look like ordinary medical capsules you'd find at any pharmacy. You'll be able to get an analysis done, right? Show her the leaf. To be honest with you, I don't see how something like this could be that important. But if he went out of his way to give it to you, I suppose there must be something to it. I wonder what kind of plant it's from. Can you get an analysis performed? I could just smoke it. Guy's pretty good at smoking. Capsules and a leaf. I'll have to get an expert for these. Do you know someone? You need to be sure they're not connected to Tokugawa. This is home. That won't be a problem. Can I... I want to save... Just because I don't know how stable this whole thing is. It should be fine, but we did have trouble getting the game started. Lorraine, why don't we continue? I've asked about all of these. I've talked about all of these. I've showed her all of this. I don't want system. Jonathan, I think I'm being followed. Hold on, I'll take a look. It's alright, I don't see anyone. If there is someone following me, they must be connected to Tokugawa. They'd follow you all the way to home like this? There's nothing they wouldn't do. Are you sure? Yeah, it's all in your head. Women, right? Please don't look at me that way. I'm looking at your gloves, that's not even... I can't see you very well over there. Why don't you come over here where there's more light? I don't think that's a good idea. I haven't seen each other in almost 30 years. You'd be shocked, I know it. Not that girl anymore. You cut your hair? 30 years! And you couldn't even not cut your hair all this time? Yeah, quite a few years back. I remember you liked my hair long, didn't you? A long time ago. Long time ago. Long hair. I'm not that innocent. Is there anything else I can look at? Hey Lorraine, I've asked, maybe I have to go through something again. See if you can get it analyzed.
その今預かった手がかりの品の他には
口癖のように言ってたことがあるの。プラトーに何かあるって。
プラトーに何かある。
プラト。
何のことだろう。
And he goes, Plato. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. Plato. Could he have said Pluto? To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. We still haven't been to Pluto, though.
依頼の内容については君の話で大体分かった。確かにただの蒸発じゃなさそうだ。
ジョナサン、 引き受けてくれるわよね。
Jonathan.
お金なら心配しないで。お金はドル？円？
待ってくれロレイン。
Okay, I'm gonna decline and we're gonna GG this game in 1 hour. There we go. Okay, I guess. Because if I decline me, maybe I have to reload. Don't waste that time on a meme. Sorry.
ロレイン、即答はできないが考えておくよ。
ジョナサン、引き受けてくれるんじゃ。
悪いがしばらく考えさせてくれないか。今日のところは。
そうね。
すまない。これは預かっておくよ。
わかった。また来るわ。週末までビバリーヒルズのホテルニューローズにいます。
Beverly
いつでも
Hills.
連絡して。ジョナサン、私許してもらおうなんて思ってない。あなたの帰りを待ちきれなかったの。ごめんなさい。あなたが救出された時、私心から嬉しかった。もっと早かったらすぐにでもあなたのところへ飛んで行けたのに。それが言いたかった。
ロレイン、ここへはどうやって？
ホテルで車借りたの。クラシックな感じの。
そうか。
会えてよかったわ。じゃあ。
じゃあね。Yeah, to him.
ロレイン、俺も会いたかった。もっと早くに。ロレイン、車から離れろ。
Bork, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Welcome in everyone from Bork's channel. Hang on.
奴はどこへ行った？
How do I...
撃ってきやがった。
Yeah. Man, this looks so good.
感触はあったな。
Hang on, I'll be with you guys in a moment.
見えない。早く行け。くそ。どこに隠れた？
Can I pause? I can't pause. Chat. I'm sorry. This is very tense. Welcome in, Bork, and everyone from Bork's channel. I'm Corporate. I stream from Sundays to Fridays, and we just started playing through Policenauts for the Sega Saturn on actual hardware.
逃がさんぞ。
And this is very epic. Okay, I can pause here. Welcome in everyone, what were you playing? Oh, frick, you're doing Enemy Tempest of Violence? Godspeed, my friend, holy crap. That game is awesome, I'm not brave enough to play it. Debbie does them all, I didn't see that. Shit. Very ambitious lady, welcome in absentia. And Sakura again, and everyone. This isn't Fallout, you can't pause during a shootout. Alright, yeah, we started this game like 1 hour ago, it's really freaking awesome and very action-packed. We're actually playing a Japan-only game on a Japanese Sega Saturn. That wasn't intentional, it's the only Saturn I have. The game is pretty rad. The enemy is fantastic, but it's not easy. No.
Here we go, pal. I hope it's the right apartment, Michael.
So do I.
Good grief.
That's a lot of cars on that rooftop. Yes. Zofair, thank you so much for the gift sub to Bork. Thank you for the 69 plus 8 gift subs so far in my channel. Really appreciate all the support, my friend. And Bork, enjoy the ad previewing and the emotes. Wait, all this time and Bork is not... There, enjoy your badge. It's never the right apartment, it never is, no. And you said that's not quite Snatcher? It's good in its own way so far. I freaking love Snatcher. This game is... It has a lot of animations, like every scene has something going in it. I don't know, it's really good. This is a strip club with dancers who've undergone complete sex changes. That's very specific. I was inside for a case once. A case, yes. Don't mention it, Bork. I should have vipped you long before. They're called transgenitors, people who've had a sex change through genetic modification. Okay. This city's famous for them. I guess? It's a mailbox, I don't see anything out of the ordinary. By the way, that shootout with the loading animation and all the different places, that's so much more involved than Snatcher. That's very cool. Very specific, yes. Never heard of them, yeah, only in LA, I guess. Old LA, not the new one. Is the entrance to this restaurant. You can't see it in from outside thanks to the adjustable glass. This is the last place you want to take your kids. Comes off as some innocent little bistro, but their real business is in selling VR child porn. Holy fuck! Jesus. Settle down, Kojima. That's this restaurant's sign. It's purposefully low-key. You know, the guy ran into here. Just a dumpster, nothing strange about it. It's an alleyway, goes back quite a bit. Move, enter. Go to Lorraine first, okay. Lovely neighborhood, yes. Yeah, go to Lorraine. If I go back there, he'll get away. Enter alley, I guess. Okay, here we go.
Yatsu wa doko he nigeta? Kusso. Ashiato ga oe nai. Koko ni wa yuki ga haitte konakatta no ka.
Okay, let's take a brief look at that.
地面に何かこぼれている。 牛乳のような
Milk?
白い血
White blood.
人工血液なのか
Yeah, the thing about the colors of the blood apparently is relevant. Man, this music. This, his blood, it leads further back. I suppose he might be hiding in there. He continues further back. Advance. Alright, I'll check out that hollow on the right while I'm at it. Not here. Need to keep going. Where is he? More blood? He must be around here. This was done with spray paint. This definitely doesn't look like blood. Yeah, that's graffiti, right? You just spray paint. Fuck. Yeah, this looks suspicious as all hell. These garbage bags have been placed next to the dumpster. They're made out of biodegradable plastic. The plastic has started to decompose. They must have been here a while. You couldn't possibly be inside one of these. It's a dumpster. There's just enough room for someone to hide behind it, or maybe even in it. It's the same kind as the one out by the street. You could easily be inside there. Looks like it's full of garbage. Don't seem to be any blood stains on it. There's a drum there. I guess we'll keep going. The alley goes back some more. It has to be around here. Let me check some more. Oh, here? Okay. It certainly could be in there. There's something about it. I'd better be careful around there. Looks like a dead end just up ahead. The other doorway is a possibility too. Yes, the building's ventilation shaft. The grate doesn't look like it's been moved. Person could never fit through there, though. He has to be around here. You have to keep checking. Just follow his unicorn blood. No, he just wrote fuck on the side in his blood as he climbed him. He's like, fuck, it hurts. He's bleeding a hell of a lot. The trail stops here, meaning he can't be far away. This is where the blood stops too. I had to get closer to check it out. Well, can I get closer? Easily be inside there. Yeah. I'd have to get closer. Get closer. The walls got pipes going up and down it. These pipes... If you got barbed wire on them, you couldn't climb these. Jeez, barbed wire on the pipes, is that a thing? It's too dark to see up ahead. Those are wooden boxes filled with empty bottles. They'd be the perfect size for someone to hide behind. Oh? I told you guys it was the bags. Ah, rat!
Yes, sir!
That reloading animation is so cool. That health bar is very snatcher. Still going.
なぜだ手応えはあったはずだ奴は不死身なのか
It's to keep the rats off. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you get away. I'll kill you.
恐ろしく足の速いやつだ。しかしこの先は行き止まりのはず。地面に何か書いてある。これは文字の
It's writing.
さっきのゴミ
It's
箱の
different from the
中の
graffiti on
質
that
が違うようだ。
dumpster.
なめた野郎だ。挑戦状のつもりか。
Is he hiding in a spot like that again? You're gonna kill me, huh? So what's taking you so long? Show yourself, asshole. More wooden boxes here. These are empty though. Doesn't look like he's here. More boxes here too. There isn't enough room to hide behind these. Left his message for me. He should still be around here though. I can't just go running down here. He could be waiting to ambush me. Well, but where else can I look? It's a concrete wall. I don't see anywhere he could hide. The only place someone could hide would be that hollow over there. I looked at it already. Can't really tell from here. I don't think you could climb this. Even if you use the box as a foothold, you still wouldn't get anywhere.
Thank you.
'90s Correct, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Welcoming everyone from '90s Correct channel. I'm co-operator stream from Sundays to Fridays. We just started Policenauts, the Sega Saturn version from 1996, from Hideo Kojima, following up Snatcher. We're playing on actual hardware today. Very fun game. We are following a guy
How did you get in here? I'm the locksmith.
that
And I'm a
killed
locksmith.
a woman, and he's trying to kill us as well. Welcoming everyone. Lamu Infinite Metal. What's used for smoke weed, bro? Just started Policenauts with the subtitle mod. Yes, we are using a fan translation that was released in 2016. The game came out in 3 CDs, and the translators actually put subtitles
Who
on
are you,
the
and how did you get in here?
cinematics,
I'm the locksmith. And I'm a locksmith.
which is fantastic. Little Nerd AI and what's used for smoke weed, bro. Thank you guys for the follows. Enjoy the free emotes. How is Kojima? It's fucking amazing. The shooting sequences are awesome. The cinematics are all... It's so good. This game is good. We didn't get any... We were promised jiggling tits. We didn't get any yet. So we didn't miss out on any of that. Real hardware respect. Yeah, this is actually a Japanese Sega Saturn that I have here. Which I still to this day I don't know how one of those got down here in Brazil. I ripped a copy and I'm playing burned CDs on a Saturn. Yes. I ripped the copies, I applied the patches, I burned the copies back.
Who are you, and how did you get in here? I'm the locksmith.
And I'm using one of those cartridges that lets you play backups. So my Saturn is not actually modded. Thank you for the follow, Llama. Trying to find a guy here. I don't think you could climb this. What about up here? Really? He wrote this in his own blood. The guy is a psycho. Okay, can I advance now? No. What?
right apartment, Michael.
So do I.
Good grief.
So fair, thank you so much for the gift sub to What's Used for Smoke Weed, bro. Thank you for the 69 plus 9 gift subs you have gifted so far in my channel. Really appreciate all the support, my friend. You know I do. What Used for Smoke Weed, bro? Enjoy that previewing and the emotes. People tend to like my emotes, so I hope you enjoy those as well. Saturn version is more risky than the PlayStation version. Yes, because Sony, I talked about that at the start of the stream. Sony demanded censoring because they wanted a worse version of the game. I don't know. Adding to that action. Who remembers during this jam when they played Metal Gear Solid for the first time? Metal Gear Solid came after this. I played a little bit, I didn't play all of it, the GameCube version. I don't know if I remember this song. Let me put down a save. And all of that was just the prologue.
Here we go, pal. I hope it's the right apartment, Michael.
So do I.
Good grief.
Coppered Smile Macaw 1 Macaw 2 Coppered Vendor.
Sniper, thank you so much for the 12-month sub, my friend. Really appreciate all that support for that time. That's 1 year of subbing. Please continue to enjoy that previewing and the emotes. Glad to have you here. Here's that song. I don't know, maybe I heard it and I just forgot about it. And that's a good emote, Sniper. They're appropriate. Yeah, overwrite. Chapter 1.
雪が止んだわ。よかった。またあなたと一緒に星が見られた。会いたかったわ。この28年間。
ロレイン、
その時計まだしてくれてるのね。
時間にルーズな俺に君がくれたものだ。
私たちの時間は止まっていたのに。ジョナサン、お願い。カレンは病気なの。助けてあげて。
That's her daughter.
カレンは。
ロレイン、ロレイン、
知り合いか。
友人だ。古い。
かわいそうにビヨンドから来たんだろう。
いや、戻ってきたんだ。戻ってきたんだ。俺のところに。
Malkovich, 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 Malkovich. Malkovich.
Kojima High.
Bork, thank you so much for the 200 bits. And yes, Kojima. Look, she's floating. Malkovich, yes. Thank you so much, Bork, for the 200 bits. Really appreciate it, my friend. Why is that guy green?
どうしたんですか？気分が悪いようですね。宇宙は苦手で。宇宙酔いですか？珍しいな。宇宙は初めて。
いや、昔事故で宇宙を漂流して、それで宇宙恐怖症に。
それは大変ですね。スチュワーデスに行って薬をもらったらどうです？コールボタンなら壁の赤いスイッチですよ。
いや、まだ大丈夫。
気を紛らわすには話すのが一番です。
Is that the guy from the cover art? I think it is.
何かの縁です。よろしく。私はレッドウッドです。
レッドウッド。 can't just ask why a person's green, I guess.
イングラムです。よろしく。
Green guy says you don't look too good, you know shit's serious. We have a hype train. 75%. I didn't even notice the hype train. Well, thank you guys for the support and the raids and the subs and the bits and just being here overall. Really appreciate it. Green guy, bandaged hand, purple hair, and he says you don't look good. Yeah. Look. I see you injured your arm. I just burned it a little. Or this is the guy we shot. Maybe he has white blood. Can I cut you, sir, to check? I just wanted to check something. He's an unusual kind of guy. He's kind of awkward to talk to. There's a thing on his head here. Sorry if I'm being rude, but what's that writing on your forehead? This is my tag. All Frozeners have one. What is a Frozener? Hang on. How do I... Alphabetical. Frozener. A person created from an artificially fertilized egg held in cryogenic storage by a government, which is later transferred to a surrogate mother for gestation and delivery. Frozener's egg is inserted with genetic information that makes the individual better adapted to space's environment. And yeah, okay, got it. What's that emblem on your jacket? This is the Policenauts emblem. The Policenauts? They're from back in the day. What about my old watch? You don't see many watches like that nowadays. Is it a radio-controlled type? Yeah, this model is actually one of the first watches ever used in outer space. It's been modified into a radio-controlled watch. I'm guessing you're a heavy smoker. Yep, he is. Did you know that smoking isn't permitted on Beyond? It's just to help my nerves, I'm not gonna light it. I'm surprised they let you board with that. It got pretty ugly, believe me. I do. Remarkable, isn't it? An emotionless vacuum in which only the tiniest of organisms can survive. There's a button to call the stewardess and a button for the TV there. Don't mix those up, that would be awkward. Radio-controlled watch, yes! So you can set the time remotely? I don't know. Okay, let's talk to the guy. You mind if we talk? Let me ask him about his background. Your skin looks a little green? It's always like this, yes. Why is your skin that color? You can't ask that, man, that's... You went there, chat. Like an atomic watch, you would imagine. I don't know what's the point of those atomic watches, because, oh, look at this atomic clock that gets 1 second late every 10 years. My clock never gets late, isn't that easier? Why do you want one that goes exactly 1 second late every 10 years? Isn't it easier to just have it never go late? I don't get it. Those intercept radio signals that tell you what time it is where you are. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it explains it on the encyclopedia. Because of my artificial blood, my red blood cells are actually white. See, this guy's blood is white. You can't wait 10 years. Yeah, that too. Like, what if I wanted to go late now? Then I have to wait all that long. The one you had reset at midnight every night. And it knew what time it was. Because it's a watch, I guess. White blood. I use first generation artificial blood, which is less complex than the third generation kind you see on home. Are you from beyond? Yes, I was born and raised there. I had a family matter to attend to on home. And yourself, are you a terrestrial? Not exactly. I used to be an amphibian. You know, going back and forth between home and beyond. An amphibian? You were one of the amphibians? It was a long time ago, back when we were called astronauts. Ask about his job. If his red blood cells are white, what color is his white blood cells? Red, obviously, yes. Yeah, that his red blood cells are white. How do they differentiate from the white cells if they're also white, right? What if his white blood cells are green? Is this guy like, does he have like RGB blood? Is he a gamer? Let me ask him about his job. First generation artificial blood. Are you in the military? Something like that? Yes, I'm a frozener after all. So what about that injury to your arm? Yes, what about it? Never mind. Yeah, he is suspicious of this guy because he's on the cover art and everything. You deserve that. Let me ask him about Beyond. Beyond is a very nice place. It has 1G artificial gravity and its own plant life. Tess was enjoyed a lot there too. If you want detailed information, you should talk to the stewardess. Ask him about frozeners. What do you mean by frozener? Frozener is someone created from an artificially fertilized egg held in cryogenic storage by the government. Or the breeders, as we call them. Don't call them that. The egg is later transferred to a surrogate mother for gestation and delivery. Oh yeah, I've heard a little about them. Still a severe manpower shortage in space development? You sound like I'm boring you. Let me ask him about artificial blood. What does having artificial blood do for somebody? Artificial blood has a higher oxygen transportation efficiency than normal blood, so it makes heavy blood loss less of a life-threatening condition. The body's functions aren't negatively affected in areas of low oxygen density either. Yeah, that's perfect for people working in space. Ask him about arrival time. When are we going to arrive? Are we there yet? We've just passed the halfway point. Let me show him the Hojo photo. I'm sorry, who are they? I don't know them. Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. Show him the Lorraine photo. This is the photo of me and Lorraine from when we went to Lucas World. The one I had sitting on my desk back in my office. Never hurts to think ahead. Is that your wife? No. Oh, so she's your girlfriend. Something about her reminds me of the woman from that other photo. I guess the ages are too far apart though. Show him. Yeah, it's the same person, but doesn't know all the whole stuff. You need 4G. Yeah, 1G on that space station would be very slow. Imagine conjuring yourself and the blood cells randomly pick a color and light up as it leaks out. That would be something a streamer would do. Let me show him the capsules. If those are for SAS, I don't need any. The leaf. Is that from a terrestrial plant? I don't know. Policenauts photo. A Policenauts photo? Why am I not surprised? You see that about as often as that emblem. You must have a real thing for them. Seem like an old-fashioned kind of guy. You could say I don't keep up with all the trends. Back. I've asked him about everything. What sort of badge is that? Oh, just this thing I have. Kind of a good luck charm. Let me go to sleep.
少し眠ったらどうです？何かあれば起こしてあげますよ。
それじゃあ。
Become a streamer if you had RGB blood. There you go.
お疲れ様でした。当機は間もなくビヨンドコースト宇宙港に到着いたします。
Beyond the coast.
到着ロビーにて国際宇
ASL のスペースプレーンをご利用いただきまして誠にありがとうございます。またのご利用をお待ちしております。まもなくビヨンド宇宙港に接岸します。
Beyond Ghost. Oh, look at the 3D. It's not green anymore. Yeah, it's the fluid loss from the long flight. Yellow suits are classy, usually. Yes, I do want to save. Still on the prologue. Already? Okay, folks, I'm gonna pause the timer. I need to hit the bathroom real quick. And then I'll be back with the other disc. Disc 1 was really short. I did not expect to switch discs today. I'll be right back. I wasn't find my discs. So the first disc is just the prologue. Those are some fun emotes. Okay, let me switch discs then. Why did you do that? Well, we saved, so it's fine, but I don't know why you did that. I thought I was just going to change the disc and it would be fine. Maybe that's how the Saturn works. I don't know. I've never played a multi-disc Saturn game. It's probably fine. Just organizing my discs here. Everyone else went to take a leak. Yeah. I noticed people were Act 1. Beyond. Timer. Okay, disc swapping is working. Good. I was a bit worried.
ビヨンドコースト。天と地が一つに見えるところ。ここは本当のあの世。ビヨンドかもしれん。
ビヨンドコスト。
地球でのネゴシエーター特権もここでは通用しまい。一人で北条の行方を探すのは困難かもしれない。エド・ブラウンに協力を仰ぐのが賢明だろう。奴なら快く引き受けてくれるはずだ。エドはビヨンド警察 BCP にいる。奴も50代半ばのはず。ポリスノーツ時代からだからきっと BCP でも出世してるに違いない。念のためにポリスノーツ時代の写真とロレインの写真を持ってきた。何かの役に立つかもしれない。BCP はこの宇宙港の近くにあるはず。まずはエドを探しに BCP へ急ごう。
This will be when the ads at the movie theater would end and you start your popcorn. I haven't been to the movie theater in a very long time, but by the time the movie started, I would be more than halfway through my popcorn anyway. That thing is bullshit. Okay, can I just move to BCP already? Yeah, okay.
BCP へ急ごう。 ここが BCP か。さあ、エドに会えるといいな。
They feel like they take an hour. They do. Movie theaters are bullshit. It reads BCPD. These, the police suits BCP uses, they look like something you take to war. They do, yes. This one looks the same. These police cars they use don't look any different from the ones on home. These are more my thing than those suits. That car must belong to someone here. There's only one sort of person who illegally parks in front of a place like this. That looks like the entrance. Go inside. Guess I'll head inside.
ここが BCP のロビーか。広いんだな。
おい、あんた、何の用だい？被害届でも出すのかい？
Okay, of course we go straight for her. The call girl, a staple of modern society. You're not from around here? Wanna get away from here, baby? Real good price, I promise. Of course. So, how about it? They bring you in, did they? Something like that. So what do you say, baby? Sorry, but I've got business of my own to take care of here. What? You one of them too? I don't believe this. I must be losing my touch. A BCP cop. Looks like your typical police getup. Let me guess, undercover. I'm doing a pretty bad job of it. Can I talk? I can. I'm looking for a guy who works here by the name of Ed Brown. You know him? I'm Detective Starsky. I'm waiting for Detective Foley and Sergeant Riggs. Foley and Riggs. Don't know anyone by that name. We have another one. Oh, look, it's the trio. They're having fun together. It's a map of Beyond Coast. The place looks like some sort of control room. It's a BCP cop, he looks like the receptionist. Maybe I'll try asking this guy about Ed.
Ah, いいかな。俺はジョナサン・イングナム。地球で探偵をしてる。
それで、ビヨンドまでわざわざどうしたんだ？
昔ここに勤務してたことがある。
へえ、本当かい？ぶち込まれてたってわけじゃないだろうな。
警官をしてたんだ。当時の旧友に会いに来た。
なるほど。同窓会でもしようってわけか。それで、話してみな。
Ask about security on Beyond. So how's the crime situation here these days? I know you didn't come here to ask me that. Psst, whatever. It's been 30 years, what do you expect? They try to tell you it's a safe place and everything, but in reality, Beyond's the same as any big city on home. See her there? Comes with the territory. It's what always happens when a bunch of people live together. And when the city turns dirty, us cops have to play dirty. Yeah, sure. PCP. You know, I do have a job to do here. No sympathy, huh? It's been over 20 years since this place got going. Times change. AP does all the real work nowadays. They're the ones that hit the street. All the cops like me get the desk work. Ask about AP. AP stands for Advanced Police. It's the elite unit the chief created. They got the latest EMPs and frozeners. Who's that there? Not the plain clothes guy, the other one. An old cop like me. The AP unit works out of the AP room. That's where they got all the advanced equipment. We get the BS work. According to what you see, the perfect amount of viewers are here. I don't use the viewer numbers, but I can take a guess. Alright, Absentia, thank you for being here. Have a good sleep and enjoy the lurk. Ask about the EMPs. EMPs are police suits developed by Tokugawa Heavy Industries and BCP for use in and around the colony. EMP stands for Extravehicular Mobility Police Suit. The thing out front, right? Yeah, I saw them. Those are the Goddard model. Ask about Frozeners. They're the guys born from the fertilized eggs the government's got. Normally they get sent to the military, but the chief uses them in AP too. Yeah, they use that white artificial blood, right? Ask about Ed. I'm here to see Ed Brown. You know, the former Policenaut. Ed? Ed Brown? That's who you're here to see? Jeez, you came all the way from home to see him? He's in the dump. The dump? Yeah, Vice. PCP's dumping ground. He's in charge there. Ask about Vice. You said Vice? Guys like us get the BS work, you can imagine the fun they have. AP handles just about everything they used to do. I don't know why they still call it Vice. It's down in the basement, we call it the cave. Why is that? It's dark, smelly, and weird stuff grows on the walls. Nice. Yeah, well, Zofair is stuck in Alex Murphy in alongside the Absentia, I suppose. It's just stuck in everyone in by accident. That's what Ed does now? Let me show him the Hojo photo. Don't tell me if you've ever seen this man anywhere. What does it have to do with anything? I thought you were here to see Ed. Lorraine, you see this? I don't care what your girlfriend looks like. Capsules. What do you make of these capsules? What are those supposed to be? I don't recognize them. I've ever seen this kind of leaf before. That depressed leaf, I'm not into plants. You know this picture, right? You're a Policenaut too? Damn, and I had no idea. Alright, you and Ed, makes sense now. So, we had an anti-aging ops or something? Like I told you, AP does all the work here. The Policenauts are a joke now. Yeah, gee, thanks.
助かったよ。その言葉は風紀課に行ってからにした方がいいぜ。
どうして？
聞かなかった方が良かったかもな。立ちの落ちぶれた姿は見たくないもんだ。
It was nothing, Alex Murphy. Zofair Frigidaire, your name. It happens. Let's move to Vice. Your first Frigidaire tonight. Yeah, the other ones you say were on purpose. I guess.
地下だな、風紀課は。
あんた、エドに伝えてくれ。早くやめちまいなって。いつまでもただ飯食らってると惨めだってな。
俺は便利屋じゃない。言いたけりゃ自分の口で言うんだな。
Good answer. Back to sleep. Alright, enjoy.
ここが噂に名高い風紀課か。なるほど。優遇されてる部署とは思えんな。
Dude is snoring. Is that a Godzilla? Is that a Monster Garage kit? Yeah, it's from the 30cm King of the Monsters vinyl series. It was designed by Noboru Sakai III. Made this from a Zero-G kit. By casting the parts in zero gravity, prevent seams and air bubbles from forming. They even sell made in space garage kits now, huh? That's a burger on his hand. He's eating a hamburger. I remember me and Ed used to hit the fast food joints all the time. Ironic. No, it isn't ironic. That's Alanis Morissette ironic. Sorry. You hungry or something? Forget it. Don't even ask. They don't look like the APs the guy in the lobby was talking about. Their complexions are normal. Looks like some kind of ceremonial envelope. A voice-only phone? This place is even more backwards than my office. You know, this snoring reminds me of Absentia. This is Absentia now on our stream. Was more obvious in the Godzilla in the PC version with pixel art. It was twice the size. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, people, like, when people compare the versions of this game, well, most people tend to agree that this is like the definitive version or whatever. People do always praise the art on the original PC-98. You know, chunky PC-98 pixels can't go wrong there. He's a scrawny little kid. Doesn't seem like the place for him. How am I supposed to eat with you staring at me? Let me talk to him. You got a minute? Is this Vice? Munch, munch. What do you want? This is the basement. Toilet's upstairs. Okay, he doesn't want to talk. What about this? She's quite a tall woman. Must be at least 6 feet. Yeah, they can't be APs. Maybe I'll try you instead. This is the Vice unit, right? What's it to you? I only know that because this was the example given on Wikipedia. Oh, interesting. You should look at that sometime. Hey, it's a dartboard. I think I see why they call this a dump. A book stand? That's a lot of paper media. Suppose the cop was right in a way. It must be the boss's area, seeing as it is a complete mess. There are notes here. Looks like a note someone's written. Doesn't seem like this place is moving toward a paperless system anytime soon. Is that Ed? I can't make out the face. Look closer. Yeah, that's Ed, alright. Talk. Look closer again. Ed, you bum! It's barely even lunch. Yeah, let's talk to Ed. Hey, Ed. He's out cold. Unbelievable. Wake. Yo, Ed, get up, damn it. Too old for this shit.
居眠りするにはまだ早いぜ。
ジョナサン。
30年も先回りしやがって。
ジョナサン。ジョナサン・イングラムか。懐かしいな。
エドも元気そうだな。
ジョナサン、よく来てくれた。ゆっくりしてってくれ。この通り俺の方は暇を持てましてる。そうだ、ビヨンドでも案内しようか。
エド、違うんだ。実は頼みがあってきたんだ。
頼み？
ああ、助けが欲しい。俺の捜査に協力してくれ。ロレインの夫、徳川製薬の北条健三という男がこのビヨンドで行方不明になっている。俺はロレインの依頼でその北条の消息を追ってるんだ。エド？
ジョナサン、すまんがそういうことなら力にはなれん。
エド、ロレインが殺されたんだ。俺の目の前で。何か大きな事件に巻き込まれたに違いないんだ。
すまん、ジョナサ
ン。どうしちまったんだよ、エド。いつからそんなふぬけになった？
頭を冷やせ、ジョナサン。この一件は我々の担当ではない。ホームの警察に任せるのが一番だ。
エド？
ジョナサン、BCP で俺たちのことを何て呼ばれてるか知ってるか？ジャンク屋だ。ここはクズしか集まってこん。後がないんだ。
昔のエドはどこへ行ったんだ？俺の知ってるあのエドは。
ジョナサン、お前の知ってるエドは30歳も若いエドだ。今の俺は違う。守るべき家族もローンもある。年を取れば勇気もなくなる。失敗も恐れる。権力にも屈するようになるんだ。俺はゲイツのように器用ではない。
エド？
俺はここでこの汚い地下で机にしがみついているのが精一杯だ。今のこの地位もゲイツの情けだ。
分かった。それ以上言うな。
デカ長がやらないんなら私が手伝うわ。
メリルがやるって言うんなら僕もその話に乗った。
お前たちバカなこと言うな。こんなことが上にバレたら終わりだぞ。
終わりってデカ長、ここがその終わりなんじゃないの？
エド、俺は30年の間にいろんなものを失っちまった。ロレインも だがこれで本当に全てを失っちまったってわけだな。無理を言ったなエド。じゃあな。
なんてこった。あと3年だぞ。あと3年で無事定年だってのに。たく
About to retire, of
協
course.
力できんからな。
エド。
それから無茶はごめんだぞ。無茶は
分かってるさエド。心配するな。
お前の心配するのが一番心配なんだ。それからメリルにデイブ、お前らこの件には手を出すな。いいな。この件は俺の個人的な問題だ。
了解で課長。手は出さないわ。
口は出すけどね。
たく。あ、ジョナサン、遅れたがこいつらを紹介しておく。
I was gonna retire by the end of the week.
メリルにデイブだ。メリルはホーム生まれのホーム育ち。元ハイテク特殊部隊フォックスハウンドの最後の隊員だ。あのザンジバーランド陥落に参加した。
道理で地球なまりがひどいと思った。
よろしくポリスノーツさん。
デイブはビヨンド生まれ、ビヨンド育ちのビヨンズだ。
よろしくジョナサン。テレストリアルは大歓迎だよ。ホームはいいものな。僕もホームの移住願いを申請中なんだ。
よろしくメリルにデイブ。
さてジョナサン、どうしよう。とりあえず ECP 内を案内しようか。お前もポリスノーツだったんだ。興味はあるだろう。
It's too old for this shit, yeah. You like these two? They're cool, yes. As a gun. That gun seems a little big for a woman. This is a Magnum Monster Special, the biggest lift gun in the world. So that's a lift gun. This kind of gun suppresses recoil, allowing you to use it in zero gravity. Almost all guns on the colony are lift guns. There's a second explosion the moment a bullet exits the muzzle, kind of like a rocket. It serves as the bullet's main propulsion. That's why there's so little recoil. Wouldn't another explosion right outside the gun throw off your aim? No, see, you have a laser that keeps you locked onto your target. Has other features that absorb the residual recoil anyway. I'll take my recoil any day. Have you practiced at a shooting range here? It's got several different programs, you should check it out sometime. Thanks, I'm a pretty good shot, but I guess it wouldn't hurt. I haven't had a game over yet, thankfully. we haven't. Would it be different if we did? Would you remember on the save file? I wouldn't mind watching you practice sometime. I'd love to see what that thing can do. Is there a real tattoo? No, just a paint tattoo. It stays on for about half a year. Still a woman after all. Women can't get tattoos. What about the knife? That's quite a knife. It's an Ishio combat knife. It's for protection. I've carried one ever since I was in the military. No one would ever go after you. What about the burger? That's a maximum hamburger? Of course Meryl looks the same as MSG. Kojima was a little taken by her. Yeah, a little bit. Yes. They became famous after they set up that so-called drive-thru for astronauts. I used to eat a lot of them on home. This is the Beyond version of the 1G meal. I can't get enough of these. On Beyond there are two types of meals. The other one is the 0G meal. I like the 1G meal. Yeah, the 1G meal is a lot better. Dave wants to try a carbonated drink on home. Things like carbonated drinks and beer don't taste very good in zero gravity, so they're impossible to come by here. The maximum hamburger, yeah, the 1G version, which is a lot better than the 0G one. Then even when you try and get them shipped from home, they spoil along the way. Well, his glasses. What kind of sensors do those goggles have? None. These are the type of goggles biplane pilots wore back in the 20th century. One of my dreams is to fly a hang glider on home, to have nothing between me and the wind. Now that I think about it, there aren't any aircraft in here, are there? Nope, no gliders, planes, choppers, nothing. Can I look at his jacket? Is that a bulletproof vest? This is a life preserver, just like the way it looks. Plus, like most of the people here, I don't know how to swim, so I guess you could say that's the other reason I wear it. You don't need to wear a vest on Beyond. They send AMPs to all the trouble spots. There's no such thing as safe to a cop, you can never be too careful. Relax, Jonathan. So we got a life preserver and a pair of goggles, what's the point? How would you ever use them here? Oh, I most certainly do. Yeah, how? They make me feel good. Nitrogenated beer then. Would that be good? Does that exist? We should. Okay, now can I look at her headband? Is that bandana for zero gravity? No, sweat. I got it from one of the instructors in Foxhound. He said it'd keep the angel of death away. This has saved my butt a number of times. Most of them have been for stopping bleeding. Her earring, maybe? That's an unusual earring. I made it from a bullet I got shot with. It missed my heart by a fraction of an inch. I keep it for good luck. I keep it in case it wants to finish the job. You seem really into combat, all this stuff you've got. Don't get me wrong, I don't like killing people. It's the tension of the battlefield I love. Guinness is, yes, interesting. I don't think I've actually heard of that. Now, I have been postponing this, but I do have to click her tits. I'm sorry. You really fill out that shirt. I like the little pause. What do you expect? I'm a woman. Even I don't always act so ladylike. Why, you wanna get to know me more? Nah, that probably breaks something. Wimp. Can I look again? You wanna touch this, you have to beat me. That's how I decide if someone's good enough for me. Alright, name your terms. How about beating my high score in the shooting trainer? Shooting? It just happens that's my specialty. Alright, what do I do? What are you guys starting? Training mode level 2, any target you want. Get over 550 points, they're all yours. Level 2. Any target. 550 points. 4 tits. Yeah, I didn't expect to be taking notes on this game, yet here we are. Livingstone this music, yes. Reference to the Sniper Wolf segment in Metal Gear Solid. This game precedes Metal Gear Solid. So maybe it's the other way around. Keep in mind you'll need to hit each target at least twice.
Who are you and how did you get in here? I'm the locksmith. And I'm the locksmith.
Red guy. Yeah, Red guy, thank you for the follow. Enjoy the free emotes. Over 550 points in the level 2 training mode, huh? Good luck, you'll need it. Okay. Now let's talk to them. Yeah, what is it? You can put the knife away, I won't fight you. Sorry, what? Wait, did you say you like me? No, you're gonna even try. Ask about her. Why don't you tell me about yourself? It's a surprise, no one's ever said that to me before. Not in person anyway. I'm mainly into bikes and combat. I like man, but not in that way. Konami Digital Entertainment, a Hideo Kojima game. It is a very Hideo Kojima game, yes. Homecoming. Not in that way. Of course, ever since I came here, half of me's died. You can't ride bikes on the colony. Well, you can, but only electric ones. They don't let you import gas engine models. Bike's nothing without the speed. You don't be much without the military either, huh? Ask about her past. So you were in the military on home. Why did you join? Everyone in my family was in the military. I guess that's why. I think they kinda hoped I would. Probably did. It's in your genes. The bandana and the earring, not to mention the tattoo. Ask about Vice. What is it like working here? At Vice? Pretty boring. Catching Jones and prostitutes with undercover stings, basic patrols of the colony, that kind of stuff. What do you mean boring? There's this big area for prostitution in the center of the colony called Kabuki Quarter. Tourists from home like to go there for the zero-gravity sex. You arrest them, they get out on bail, it's an endless cycle. I don't like it there because I get yes, since I'm a terrestrial. Why is it called Kabuki Quarter? What's this red light district in late 20th century Japan known as Kabukicho? There was an explosion on the number of cases of STBO in Japan back then. Kabukicho was hit particularly hard. So our friends packed up and moved things here. There are rumors Tokugawa helped fund the place as a gesture towards his employees. Show her the photo from Pojo. That's the guy who's gone missing? That must be his wife next to him, right? So that's Hojo. Doesn't look like a type who'd just leave everything and take off. Yeah, it doesn't. Zero gravity sex. It's probably messy as fuck and you'd have to like hold on to stuff. And you'd probably be bumping the walls. I don't know, it's like when people talk a lot about shower sex, it's not as good as you'd think it is. Lorraine photo, what's with this? Who's that next to you? Oh, it's just an old memento. We all have our pests, you especially. We have a cold or something? Believe. I'm not interested in plants, except for ones used for survival purposes. Of course. Policenauts photo. Yo, look so young here, Chief. Okay, let's talk to this guy. Yeah? Ask about him. Why did you become a cop? Isn't that just normal sex then? If you're bumping into walls... That's pretty wild, I'll give you that. Why did you become a cop? Well, as you know, I was born here on Beyond. I'd never been outside the Cinder. I became a cop because I thought I could get a transfer to home. It takes time for Beyonds to obtain an immigration visa. Sometimes years. It's not easy either, with all the checks they do. You're lucky, Jonathan. Ask about Vice. Sex in the shower is pretty good, but it's the stares from the other gym users afterwards that makes it awkward. Even if you do it alone, right? It's people can be very weird about that. When I was a kid, Beyond was a safe place. You could say like, just say it's part of your reps. And oh, okay. When I was a kid, Beyond was a safe place, and that's why I decided to become a cop. I figured it wouldn't be a dangerous job. I had no idea. Sorry to hear that. Then all the dirt bags started showing up. The job is to put away as many of those dirt bags as we can. Show him everything. Is this the guy you're looking for? Hey, she's that anchor on news order, right? Who did you say she resembles? This news anchor. I remember Lorraine saying her daughter was a news anchor. Ah, yes, that's true. Capsules? Are those some kind of drugs? Never seen a leaf like that before. Is it from home? I think the Policenauts are still cool. I don't care what anyone else says. Okay, can I... I'm gonna put down a save. I haven't saved in a while. Can we move? We can.
ヨナさん、それじゃあ BCP 内を案内しようか。
いいのか？
いいんだよ。お前を一人にする方が心配だ。びっくりするぞ。ここはホームの警察とはかなり違う。さあ、どこへ案内しよう。
Shooting range.
ここが BCP の射撃訓練場だ。BCP では週2回の射撃訓練が義務付けられている。イヤープロテクターはその壁にかけてある。実弾を使うんでかなりの音になるんだ。
俺も使っていいのか？
構わんだろう。税関で銃の登録はしてるんだろ？
ああ、登録は済ませた。弾のライフリングまでな。
あの右の端末を使えば訓練プログラムが始まる。現れるマンターゲットの命中率と命中箇所が分かる仕組みになっている。ただしこのプログラムは無反動銃、つまりリフトガン用に設定されているからな。リフトガンはいかにロックオンするかが問題なんだ。実行プログラムはターゲットモード、トレーニングモード、コンバットモードの計3モードが用意されている。それぞれさまざまな状況を想定した特徴のあるプログラムが取り入れられている。昔ながらのメカトロニクスと最先端の立体映像、エレクトロニクスを駆使している。
それじゃ VR なのか？
いや、実戦に近づけるために VR は使っていない。銃も実弾を使う。安全性の追求だけでは訓練にはならない。軍でも銃の訓練に VR を採用していないのと同じだ。ここでは撃てば現実に風穴が開く。見た目は少し古い感じを受けると思うが、そこいらのバーチャルリアリティとは違う。そこのインテリジェントターミナルで選択すれば。
That's a lot of dialogue. Those are ear protectors. You should wear them when you practice. The noise adds up to damage your ears. More bang for your buck than VR. This is part of the trainer. You select a program with this. I think she said training mode. Level 2, any target. I don't think I can do it. I'm not gonna keep going at it. Little, yeah, reload. It is cool, yes. Where you hit them matters. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not. She wants 550. I'm not doing this. Yeah, we're not gonna be getting those chats. Chat, sorry. Did that for hours because of damn retro achievements. But yeah, I do recognize that reload. What do you think? Not a bad setup, huh? Let's take a look. That was training modes, man target. I think you've gotten worse. I'm sure you can do better than that. Security did have many misses, but you should try to aim for the center of the targets more. I didn't realize you had to shoot them dead center. Your day is ruined. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know McCall had played this.
僕が見本を見せてやろう。
デイブか。珍しいな。お前がここに来るとは。
賑やかなんでね。トレーニングモードのレベル1か。楽勝だ。
Okay, he's doing it's not me. Why are we watching this guy? He's shooting on the arms and the legs.
Why did Siamese twins move to England? The other twin wanted to learn to drive.
I didn't remember that one. Why do I have to watch this? It's pretty good, yes. Dude looks so happy. His eyes aren't even open. Yeah, that's the power of the laser sights. All the shots on the arms and legs. It's gonna get surged. You give up, you should. Doesn't like people having functioning elbows. I think he made less of a score than I did.
Peopleは殺さず、最小限のダメージで逮捕することが重要さ。じゃあ、ジョナサン。
Okay. Okay, let's leave. What about the AP room? Well, let's check forensics. That's enough for now.
ジョナサン、薬莢を拾っていけよ。リフトガンは薬莢が出ないんだ。苦情が殺到する。
なるほど。わかった。エドは訓練しないのか？
いいんだ。
どうして？お前の腕を久々に見てみたいな。
俺はうまくない。もう目が良くないんだ。
おかしなやつだな。
Box looking displays.
エド、わしはビクトルじゃ。
いつになったらちゃんと呼んでくれるんじゃ。
諦めた方がいい。エドは物覚えが悪いんだ。
お、誰じゃねその人は。
ジョナサン、紹介するよ。BCP の鑑識を担当しているビクトル・ユルゲンス先生だ。
よろしく。ジョナサン・イングラムだ。OLA で探偵をしている。
ほう、あんたがあの有名なイングラム飛行士？え若い頃あんたの火星有人飛行の中継をワクワクして見ていたよ。そうか、戻ってきたんじゃな、あんたのホームに。よろしくな。
Okay, what is this thing? What's this? This is my aid analyzer. What you see on the monitor is a visual representation of the AIDS AI. That doesn't... The AIDS AI. I named him Gorby. He responds to my voice. Hello, Sofair. Yes, hi. The AIDS AI. It's Victor Forensic Robot, the AIDS. Those are his visual sensors, his eyes, so to speak. I say eyes, but they're just for moving around. He doesn't use them in analysis. I can talk to him. Hey, Gorby! I wouldn't bother. He's an AI up to a point. He can tell you what's in the dirt on your shoes, but he can't talk. Just bleeps and bleeps. Not a good name, man. Yes. That, my friends, is a clipping of a thesis. To be specific, the thesis. It was in this famous academic journal on home. I decided to major in pathology after I read it. The paper changed my life forever. Where is this? It's Russia, the old Soviet Union, I should say. That's where I'm from. Been about 50 years since the last time I was there. What's on those bookshelves? Damn old books on anatomy and pathology. Some A2D2 stuck on the wall. Yeah, with a weird face that does... I don't know why. I brought them with me from home. You still use them? Of course not, get all my information online. Yes, I figured it out, I guess. When I was a kid, I didn't even realize those robots are supposed to have names that you're supposed to remember. Yeah, it's letters and numbers. I wouldn't even expect it to be the same sequence of letters and numbers every time. Like, you just say some gibberish every time. It's... Yeah, you're welcome. Nobody uses antique media like those anymore. So they're like mementos? I suppose. Could never bring myself to throw them away. Bet you know the feeling, don't you? Yes, I do. What is this? This is some amazing equipment you've got. Amazing? Think so. Well, amazing in the sense that they're all ancient analog devices. I have these a long time and still use them in my research. To be honest, I use my 8 for most of my work. So they're more of a collection. You could say that. I have a lot of memories of these. I brought most of them myself. If you don't know your equipment inside out, you end up missing something important eventually. Some more notes here. Those pieces of paper have chemical formulas for transferases on them. Discovered them myself not that long ago either. You're still using paper? Writing out ring structures is complicated stuff. It takes longer trying to do them on a computer. I don't like to waste any of my time. Yet you're here talking with us. You're good at gibberish. Is there your ID? Yeah, I don't like my hologram, so I've got this sticker over it. Causes problems with the readers whenever I have to scan it. Okay, let's talk. Doctor, what is it? Ask him about himself. Are you a terrestrial? You'd have to be at your age, wouldn't you? I was born in Moscow, back when socialists ran the country. The picture was taken around the time I was born. After the collapse of the Soviet Union, I went to America to study forensic medicine and later became a medical examiner. I've done autopsies on over 30,000 bodies throughout my career. In my 40s, I became interested in studying bodies in space and came here. You should see the bodies you get in zero gravity. The decomposition stages are freaky stuff. Ask about his job. My area of expertise is medical examinations, but with my aid I can perform most of other analysis too. AP has its own science team, so we're on a shoestring budget here. It's just Gorby and me. Oh, it's called Gorby because he is from old Soviet Union. Further computer analysis progress, the less use there is for people like me. Ask about aid. Can you tell me more about that aid, doohickey? AID is short for Auto Analysis Identification Device. It's an AI gadget for doing analysis. It's got a number of sensors like a spectrograph, a gas chromatograph, and a geotechnical sounder. You make it yourself? Ha, are you kidding? We don't even know where to start. AID and its analysis program were created by this guy on home. Ask about Hojo's disappearance. I'm actually here looking for a missing person. Supposing he's already dead, how possible would it be to transport his body outside the colony? You could never take a body outside beyond single-handedly. They've got a pretty tight security system in place. It'd be easy to transport them out while they're still alive and kill them somewhere else. They're becoming stricter and stricter about space debris every year. Let me show him the photo of the guy. Who are these guys? They look Japanese. This is Kenzo Hojo, the man who's disappeared. It's the guy you're looking for? Lorraine photo. Oh, who's this? We're talking about, that's me. Not you, I meant the fox next to you. You could call it an old memory. A really old memory. That's what I expect from a terrestrial. Beyonds don't look back on the past the way we do. Maybe understand what that picture means to me. I do. Capsules.
ビクトル、調べてもらいたいものがあるんだが。
おお、なんじゃ。それか。
ああ、これもそうだが、もう一つある。
全部見せてみ。
Capsules and a leaf? Can you do it? I could never turn down a request from one of the Policenauts, could I? This stays between us, okay, Doctor? Give me a little time. It shouldn't take too long. Thanks, Victor. No problem, I'll get started right away. I still remember it, that famous picture. Okay, let's move to the AP room. We'll be back later, Doctor. My name is Victor.
すごい地球なまりだ。安心するよ。
ビヨンズは冷徹に話すからな。地球のように流暢なアクセントがない。ここが BCP を支える AP 隊員の部屋だ。時代の最先端を行く主力部署だ。正面にいるのが AP の隊長であり、この BCP の本部長でもあるゲイツ・ベッカーだ。
ゲイツか。偉くなったもんだ。
30年ぶりだろう、ジョナサン。あいつも変わった。さあ、紹介しよう。
So that's one of the Policenauts, and that's the guy from the cover art.
ゲイツ。
The Frozener.
久しぶりだな。
ジョナサン・イングラム。ジョナサンじゃないか。いつこっちへ。
ゲイツ、BCP 本部長だって。出世だな。おめでとう。嬉しいよ。
いや、みんなのおかげだ。私一人の力ではない。ジョナサン、あの事故の件は残念だった。あの鉛筆事故がなければ君がこの椅子に座っていたかもしれん。
その話はやめてくれ。
ま、同じポリスノーツとして大歓迎するよ。どうだ、観光はまだか。
いや、観光で来たわけじゃない。
で、どうした？
実は
ジョナサン、
人を探している。名前は北条健三。ビヨンドの徳川製薬社員だ。
徳川。
3週間前にこのビヨンドから姿を消した。捜査を依頼に来た彼のワイフは地球で殺された。
穏やかではないな。本部長、私はジョナサン、徳川が絡んでいるとなればことは単純では済まない。悪いが BCP として公には協力できん。その代わり江戸を使ってくれていい。徳川に何かあれば最終的には我々が乗り出す。江戸、北条の捜査に全面的に協力してやってくれ。ただし内密にな。わかりました。
恩に切る、ゲイツ。
Very mysterious, yes.
歓迎はするが派手にはせんでくれよ。約束してくれ。
わかった。迷惑はかけない。
しかし久しぶりだな、まったく。
That's your uniform. Looks more like something you'd find in the military. That's a nice beard. It suits you. I've had this since I was 40. Nice eyebrows too. You've aged pretty well, Gates. I suppose I've been luckier than some. So this is the chief's chair. Not bad, Gates. You get a good chair for a job like this. Helps carry the load. Okay, let's talk. Chief, go ahead. Bureaucracy, yes. This gentleman doesn't look Japanese at all. I mean, he's called Gates. Yeah, I don't remember. Ask about the ex-Policenauts. What happened to the others? Tokugawa resigned from BCP 20 years ago to head up the Tokugawa group. Salvatore quit, I suppose 10 years or so ago, and apparently went back to home. Ask about BCP. So we have seen everyone except for the guy that went back and Tokugawa. And Tokugawa is a pretty big fish. Gates. But I think his last name was Japanese. The Policenauts eventually evolved into the proper police force we have today. AP do most of the work here now. They are a mobile police unit. AP were created to be a new breed of space police designed around the special set of conditions you have on the colony. AP's members. We create AP members from government prisoners. It's dangerous work. Having family or friends is only a burden. That was one of the lessons of your accident. On top of that, they only use sperm-carrying genes well suited to space's environment when they fertilize frozen eggs. In other words, they select the fathers from past astronauts. The only Gates you know Gates McFadden. You think you gonna go? You thought this was a different game this whole time? There's one about body snatchers. Yes, Kojima's games are Metal Gear, Snatcher, which is the one you're thinking about, Metal Gear 2, and Policenauts, in that order. And this game does mention Snatcher on the beginning, like the follow-up to Snatcher or Snatcher Evolved, something like that, I don't remember. So it's on the same style, and but yeah, does have some similarities. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, Snatcher is very good. I was talking about that at the start of the stream. I really like that game. Meaning we could be responsible for some of these guys? The possibility is there. You could say Frozens are literally the sons of us astronauts. That seems barbaric in a way. Ask about their work and Penguin Adventure. Yes, that game is fun to watch. Let me say that. Wait. Am I thinking of... No, I'm thinking of a... No, that thing exists. You're going to communicate in emotes from here on out. You can mess those up as well. I have posted the wrong emote before by mistyping. It feels really weird. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Where's the part of robots wearing human skin? That's a good game. It's the main reason I'm playing this is because I played Snatcher and I really liked it. In addition to the normal police duties, AP also use EMPs to perform rescue operations inside the colony. EMPs are a type of mechanical suit used both inside and outside the colony, born from a cooperation between Tokugawa Heavy Industries and ourselves. They employ a bilateral master-slave manipulator, which allows for 7 degrees of freedom. 7? What? How would you... I might have joked about this at some point. How would you have 7 degrees of freedom? You can have at most 6. Yeah, I'm sorry, Kojima. I'll go with no for that. Just like the human body. Let me take a quick look at the filter here. I get the feeling this might be... No, it is correct. It is correct. I don't know why I felt like the resolution was wrong, but this is correct actually. The technology is a product of Tokugawa Heavy Industries research on master-slave manipulators. That year you had your accident in is a far cry from their performance and reliability. Why don't they just turn them into robots while they're at it? The visual sensors in today's robots take 1 full second longer than a human to process data. A second can make all the difference in the world out here. Tele-existence is a more feasible option. You mean controlling EMPs by remote? We wouldn't have to worry about exposure to cosmic rays that way either. Mind you, we still have problems such as communications interference and time lag to overcome first. Let me ask. There we go, there's the robots. Yeah, there we go. Let's ask about Lorraine's murder. The police on home have been in touch with us and it involves the murder of a Beyond. What a senseless crime. Who would have thought something like that would happen to your ex-wife? What's ULA saying? They concluded she was the victim of a bomb planted by repatriatists or possibly eco-terrorists, but there's not much to go on. Repatriatists. Repatriatists. It's been 30 years since we colonized space. The pollution of space's environment has become quite pronounced. That's where the movement was born. They say we should just stop all this and return to home. They look like humans, they're not. They get turbo skin cancer. Yeah, and they are allergic to Snow 9 or something. It's very interesting, the story in that game. And how they started to overcome their skin issues. I don't want to say much because of spoilers. I do recommend people check that game out. Okay, show him the photo of Hojo. This is the guy who's gone missing. He seems very like all the other people you'll find at Tokugawa. And then for Lorraine to be killed as well. Show the Lorraine photo. This is you and Lorraine, I see. What were you planning on doing bringing a photograph like this with you? Try to forget about what happened and move on. Lorraine would want the same. Show him the Policenauts photo. Well, I'll be. Haven't seen that in donkey's ears. Snow 9 from outer space. Let's move. Walk away. Cheerio, Gates. Cheerio, mate. This is the guy.
あの男。どうした？
旅はどうだった？ポリスノーツさん。
AP だったのか。
トニー・レッドウッドだ。 AP の爆弾処理を担当してるが、エンプス乗りでは彼の右に出る者はいない。ミスター・ゴダードと呼ばれている。
宇宙酔いくらいで参るようじゃ、早くホームのママのところへ帰った方がいいぜ。ここはビヨンド。あんたのような古いテレストリアルには厳しいところだ。
俺はお前のようにゾンビみたいになるつもりはないがね。
ジョナサン、やめろ。相手にするな。
そうだエド、この次元装置の仕掛けわかるか？
なんだいきなり。
あんたホームで爆弾処理班にいたことがあるらしいな。
麻薬界入る前のことだ。
通常爆弾の設計者は解体されないようにいくつかの安全策を設ける。ここに赤と青のコードがあるだろう。最後のセーフティー装置だ。このどちらかを切断すれば解体できる。俺がセットしたとしたら、これはどっちだと思う？危険の赤か安全の青か。
レッドウッドのレッド。
ドカーン。アウトだ。コロニーに穴が開いたぞ。攻撃的な人間が常に赤を好むとは限らない。答えは青だ。俺ならいつも青にする。
ああ、覚えておくよ。
I'm gonna write down. Now this guy is obviously the one that killed our wife and everything. I wrote down that Redwood always speaks blue because it might be relevant later. I defused these earlier. Real state-of-the-art device. Terrorists have been using some pretty advanced components in their bombs lately, haven't they? It was a bomb that killed Lorraine? Why do you ask me about it anyway? You never know when terrorists could strike. Even an old-timer like you should be prepared. Yeah, this guy's probably like annoyed that the government built him to just do the risky jobs because he doesn't care if he dies or something, and then he's hitting back at Tokugawa or something. We'll see. The tag displays their frozen gestation number. I'm surprised they tagged them right on their foreheads like that. Molds for frozeners are created from the same egg. The tags are there for identification purposes. And this guy might be like our son or something. That's BCP's holographic insignia. In addition to identifying the wearer as a police officer, it's also there to prevent counterfeiting. Who'd believe he's one of the good guys without the uniform? Yeah, he's not. That's a body armor spacesuit APs use. It can take quite a number of hits. They have their helmets on, they can go out into space just like that. Get a minute, Redwood? What do you want? Ask about him. My commanding officer is the chief. My compatriots are the guys you see around you. You're neither of those. I don't have to answer your questions. Ask about AP. I don't have to talk to anyone outside AP. That includes you, Ed. He's a totally different person from the plane. That? In case it hasn't hit you, that was an act. What? We can modify our personalities anytime we need to. All part of our training. I can be an asshole. On command. Ask about the magenta hair. I should, yes. Lorraine? Who's that? Don't know anyone called Lorraine. He really is like a completely different person. the space plane. On the space plane, you said you'd gone to visit some family on Homons or something, didn't you? It wasn't work related, it was personal. I don't have to explain myself to you. Answer the question. I don't remember seeing anything like that. Show him how your photo. Who are they supposed to be? I told you on the plane, I don't know them. I couldn't care less about your photos. I saw it on the plane, that's cute, real cute. Cherish your memories, as they say, right? Even if you were a Policenauts, that was a long time ago. Look at you, you pair of sad old men. You knew I was a Policenaut, didn't you? Sure, I've studied my ancient history. Funny, real fucking funny. That's what the Policenauts are around here, right? Astronaut Braun? Anyone can go to space now, but it's Frozeners who protect it. We are an adaptive species. Yeah, this guy's the villain. Nice emote.
そのくわえタバコ、まだやめられないようだな。そんな格好でうろうろしてると逮捕されるぜ。気をつけな。
あいにく灰皿が見当たらんのでな。
灰皿？灰皿なら空気感があるだろう。
Jeez. This guy's a dick.
感じ悪いやつだな。一度も瞬きしなかった。
I didn't have an animation.
みんなだ。あれでノーマルらしい。
ノーマル？異常だぜ。
彼らは目に人工水晶体の眼内レンズを装着してるらしい。視力は常人の2倍はあるって聞いたが
な。あいつらが俺たちの子供かもしれんなんてな。
心配はいらん。少なくとも俺とジョナサンの精子は使われていないだろう。
だろうな。エドが遺伝的に優れてるなんて。
お前は宇宙恐怖症だしな。
それにしてもエド、奴に対しておかしくないか？
そうか？
奴と何かあるのか？
クローズナーとは合わないだけだ。
Okay, let's move to the lobby.
ここが BCP の正面玄関のロビーだ。大きさを無視すればホームの警察と大差はないはずだ。
整然としすぎてるがな。
Find what you were looking for, detective? Just getting started. Hey Ed, now you can add babysitting terrestrial douches to your job description. McLean! Paulo wants you. Yeah, it's another bunch of terrorists. Don't talk to that guy, he's a police drama nut. He ain't one of us. McLean. Guys like him are the old BCP cops, there ain't that many of them left now. The toilet gets clogged and they know about it before you do. I don't know where well, back to Vice, I guess. We're back at Vice. Any developments? Yeah. Ask about Victor. Yeah, the old guy. I like him. He's got something in him the Beyonds don't, I guess. Like how he can be uninhibited and irrational at times. Ask about Gates. I met up with Gates. It's like a mini reunion, huh? He's an amazing guy. Get a little nervous around him, to be honest. Hey, come on. I was a Policenaut too. Yeah, I know. Let's go to Victor. Maybe we'll see Victor at the party.
おう、ジョナサン、分析結果が出とるぞ。ゴールビーも頑張ってくれた。
えらく早いな。
当たり前じゃ。ゴールビー。まずジョナサンから預かったカプセル剤じゃが。
ジョナサン、無駄足だったかもしれん。わざわざビヨンドまで来たようじゃが、4つのカプセルはどれも徳川製薬が扱う新薬じゃ。インドメタシン ZL、 これはインドール誘導体を含む解熱鎮痛剤。次はパラディソン、これはペンゾジアゼジン誘導体を含む精神安定剤。そしてハイファイトミン、これは B12 を含む水溶性ビタミン。最後はフェドレジン、これは塩酸エンドルフィンを使った交感神経興奮性鎮害剤。
ビタミン剤、風邪薬、咳止め、精神安定剤。
麻薬の一種ではなかったのか。
Looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo to me. I was trying to see if there was like some kind of hidden.
どうやらそうらしいの。これは単なる薬じゃ。
Took
それ
like
も発売済みのな。
なぜ北条はただの薬を大切に持って
those
何か細工があるんじゃないのか。製薬会社の社員なんだろ。
I think maybe
カ
the
プセルにマイクロフィルムを隠すとか。
そうまで言うのならこれを見てみるんじゃ。4つの薬品の成分と化学組成の分析結果は数値も何もかも徳川が申請している薬と全く一致する。さらにあまりよく知られてはおらんが、正規の薬には全てその内容薬が何であるかを示す製剤識別コードというものが薬の表面か包装に記号化されて示されているんじゃ。
This recipe for mustard gas. Yeah, I don't
こ
know.
の
Maybe
白い部分のマークが徳川製薬性を示し、その横の数字が薬品名を示しとる。これらのカプセルもこの規定に従い製剤識別コードの表示と内容が一致する。つまりごく普通に大量流通している薬じゃ。どれも特別な薬ではなく何の共通性も見出せん。いや、ただ
どうした？
一つ腑に落ちんことがある。これを見てくれ。これはカプセルのコードの拡大画像じゃ。こうしてみるとこのマークは確かに徳川製薬の識別コードなんじゃが、見るんじゃ。三つ葉葵の上の部分が欠けているじゃろ。今のプリント技術ではこんなミスは起こさん。
ああ、確かに欠けている。
しかもこの欠けている部分が右と左で対になってるんじゃ。4つのうち2つが左の歯が欠け、残り2つは右が欠けている。偶然じゃろうかな。
does that mean you have to combine them?
プリントミスでないとすると意図的な印。徳川製薬品の偽物じゃないのか。
それにもう一つ、このカプセルは封入式でなくキャップ式を採用している。キャップ式カプセルは半世紀も前に使われなくなってるんじゃ。
北条はどうしてこのカプセルを？このカプセルに何があるんだ？そしてこのカプセルのためにロレインも。
しかし徳川製薬が関係していることは間違いない。徳川製薬社員の行方不明、不可解な徳川製薬のカプセル。
ビクトル、歯の方はどうなんだ？
こっちの方はズバリじゃったよ。この葉はブラックポピーの葉じゃ。
ブラックポピー？
黒消しだ。合成麻薬ナークを作る原料となる。
やはり麻薬絡みか。
ビヨンドにおける消し栽培は何年も前に完全に撲滅したはずだ。これはホームから密輸したものだろう。
となると北条は黒消しの密輸に関与していたのか？
それが見てくれ。これはこの葉の断面図じゃ。普通ホームで育った植物からは必ず 大気汚染物質が検出されるんじゃ。じゃがこの葉はきれいなもんじゃ。きれいすぎる。
つまり地球外で栽培されたものということか。
さらに限定を裏付けるウイロイドの一種が検出された。
ウイロイド。
これがそうじゃ。植物細胞内に感染して増殖する病原体じゃ。しかもこれは5年前にビヨンド内だけで大流行したウイロイド S 型。
ということはこのビヨンド内のどこかで黒消しが栽培されているということか。密輸ではなく。
でこの葉が半分の意味は？
それは分からん。切断面から人工的に切断されているのは確かじゃが。
ナーク取引の際の割り符かな。
さっきの製剤コードと関係しているとは思えないか。
とにかく北条の失踪にはナークが絡んでる。そしてその舞台になっているのが徳川製薬。
ますます厄介だな。これまでにも徳川と麻薬の関係はささやかれていたんだが、上からの圧力もかかってうやむやになっている。数年前に本部長が AP を使って大々的に捜査を続けたが失敗に終わった。
それからか。ゲイツに根性がなくなったのは。
確証がつかめんことには手を出せん。ジョナサン、この件は思ったより根が深そうだ。下手すれば死人が増えることになる。
ともあれ徳川製薬へ行ってみようぜ。北条の勤めている会社だ。何かわかるだろう。
徳川製薬なら案内しよう。ただし慎重に行こう、ジョナサン。
他に質問は？
Any more questions? That was a lot of Kojima exposition. Danger. Yes, dangerous. That was very Kojima levels of exposition. What? That was like 10 minutes? I'm listening. Ask about Hojo's disappearance. What about getting rid of a body inside the colony? Said the person had been dead for several weeks. Burning would attract too much attention. Dumping it underwater wouldn't work either. They'd detect the gases released during decomposition. Well, it's kind of crude, but burying it might be the best way. The colony has several meters of soil in its surface areas to help protect against cosmic rays. You wouldn't smell it if it was buried at least 20 to 30 centimeters down. Narc. It's a drug that first became popular with astronauts who are relieving the pressures of the job. It's since spread throughout beyond and the rest of space. It's a semi-synthetic narcotic created through supercomputer drug design. Nice. Though black poppy opium serves as its base, of course. Is there AI-generated drugs today? I would be surprised if there wasn't. Even a few milligrams can kill you. It's difficult to detect in drug tests because it's taking such small amounts. That's why it's so hard to prosecute users. You just need to look harder, that's all. We've had ways of detecting trace amounts of drugs for a long time. RIA testing, for example. Oh, that's true, yeah. Some screeners have just stopped trying. Anyway, that's one of the reasons narcs become so popular. People know the chances of being caught are next to none. Ask about black poppies. Black poppy is a delicate plant, similar in ways to some orchids. Cultivating them would require a lot of money, effort, and the right technology. It's more than a one-man operation. Ask about Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals. Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals is the Tokugawa Group's fourth biggest moneymaker after Tokugawa Heavy Industries, Electronics, and Construction. They were one of the first companies to expand into space development. They developed the first made-in-space versions of drugs like interferon and urokinase. They were practically an overnight success. Development of their immunosuppressive wonder drug, ciprofloxacin, used in organ transplants, revolutionized pharmacology. Oh, that might be used in like organ harvesting, which was a thing that was mentioned a long time ago. You wouldn't be surprised if Flocka... Yeah, I mean, Flocka is a bit surprising so far. Though, of course, the development of masked transplantation, where you mask the organ's antigens with antibody fragments and avoid post-op rejection, ended the need for it. Okay, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna put down a save. Wouldn't be surprised if it was an AI drug. We'll be back later, Doctor. Why do I even bother? Back to Vice, maybe? In developments... yeah. You look like you should be in high school or something. I guess you were a cop. I'm 25. Think about it, I've been alive for a quarter of a century. Dave, yeah. Ask about Narc. It's not easy getting Narc off the streets. AP's been on it, but it might be too big of a thing, even for them. Maybe I have to talk to the chief? We are 8P. That's Gates, the head honcho. Let's go talk to him. What's the matter? Did something happen? Chief, go ahead. Ask about Narc. Aye, Narc. Fortunately, Narc is everywhere and beyond. I have an anti-Narc team in AP, but it just continues to spread. That's that big a problem, huh? A large percentage of the crimes which occur here are related to Narc. Phil has said that Tokugawa was involved with drugs, haven't they? Aye, I know what you're talking about. We weren't able to prove a thing. How much pressure does Tokugawa put on you? Look, he's got more power than every politician here put together. See you later. Here's Redwood. Let's see where he's in the mood. You're going to get in the way there. Yeah, he's not. Redwood? Yeah. Ask about Narc. Gates was saying AP deals with Narc. We have a dedicated Narc team in AP. I'm on the counter-terrorism team. I wouldn't want to be on the Narc team, nowhere near as much action. Not the shooting range. Catch you later. I could try talking to... It's the lobby. Still can't believe you flew all this way to see Ed. Ha! Still can't believe you won't shut the hell up. He's always like this. Trust me, just let it go. I thought we were going to go to Tokugawa's. Back advice. I haven't tried talking to her again. Getting used to this place, Jonathan? Yes, Meryl, let me talk to you. Yeah, what is it? Ask about Narc. Even though this is technically Vice, AP handles everything Narc. That's what Gates was saying. We could never deal with something like that on our own. Seems like one hell of a problem. You guys feel the same way, huh? It's not just them, all Beyonds would tell you the same thing. The Chief hates Narc more than anyone I know. Why is that? Yeah, since when? Why would you especially hate Narc? I don't know what she's talking about. We were talking to Gates about Tokugawa being connected to drugs. If only we had a Shingen anti-Narc establishment. I mean, those allegations? It was just some media circus, no one knows for sure. Ask about Gates. Oh, I saw Gates again. Chief Becker is something else, isn't it? Gates Becker, no, that's an American name. No. Isn't that the UK guy from Scotland Yard? I'd say he's a charismatic leader with impeccable judgment, right, Chief? What's that supposed to mean? I think maybe he's got something you've lost. He still feels like a terrestrial. What about Victor? Yeah, from forensics? I don't know him that well, but he seems like a nice guy. Yeah, he does. Reminds me of home a lot. You seem to have a thing for terrestrials. Actually, now that I think about it, Chief Becker and Victor even smell like home, if that makes sense. Maybe I didn't finish that forensics. Lettuce sandwich. That's a hamburger, believe it or not. What brings you guys here? How's life, Gorby? Sometimes I'm glad he can't talk, probably wouldn't shut up. Quite a machine, isn't he? Yeah, if I wasn't all EA at all that would have taken a week. Victor, I'm listening. Now, all of this I have talked about already, unless I have to repeat. They lead the pharmaceutical industry not only beyond but throughout space. They work with the cancer drug paclitaxel, their SES medicine, calcium foods, the list of successes goes on and on. They've had a lot of good results, but you don't hear very nice stories about what goes on behind the scenes. Why don't you try going over there? Can I? I can leave. Okay, so that's probably what you do. I'm gonna save, overwrite. I'm gonna save on a second slot. Progress saved. I'm gonna stop the timer here. And we're going to come back to this game tomorrow.